again.
Good evening. I know consistency girl doesn't like.
Girl, aesthetics, girl, big ice cup. Girl. I said we used to have a long table many moons ago.
I got a little microscopic little
round
like
table.
kitchenette. kitchenette.
Girl. Kitchenette.
Okay. Let's see here.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. This is gonna work. Hi. Happy Friday. Can't believe we're here again.
I know.
I remember just last Friday, I was saying my spring break was ending and I had to go back to work, and I did go back to work all week, and it just seemed like such a long week, but then not really, because we're already here at Friday.
Yeah, I know.
So, oh my gosh. So,
Okay, very good.
you have the chat up.
Okay, yeah, I have the chat up now. Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm not under
Thank you for the
MADCURLs.
5 people that liked the video so far.
Wait, I'm under the wrong account. Switch. My teaching account.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, now it's freezing.
So what's everybody up to? What's everybody doing?
How was everybody's connection? Can you guys still hear us?
Did you put Wi-Fi?
The Wi-Fi is on.
No, maybe take it off.
It's spinning over here for
Oh, I
me.
hate that. Maybe take it off.
Hi, Sarah I. Hi, Apostle Iris. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Leah Shabazz, Miss Bohemia, Shelly 1134.
Sounds good. Everything's good.
Wisdom is better. Nicole Ford. Okay, the game's all here almost. So what's new, guys?
Our Friday night's becoming a regular thing now.
Please don't overwhelm us.
Right? I know. We said last week we were gonna be back, and so here we are. Hi, doggy. Hi, boo-boo.
Consistency, girls, good.
You want to say hi too? Okay. Doggy's
I know.
here
Yeah,
too.
like, why not? Right? Why can't we be consistent?
Because I work. Girl, I'd be tired.
Come on, but you wasn't too tired today to go out with the gang.
I sure wasn't. I love what my school does. They do I think it's like every other week, or they try to do it like twice a month maybe, like where like teachers go out and we go to like a happy hour somewhere, and they pick like different places like around like the area, like not just like in the town where we teach at, but like other people's towns, and like we just meet up and we just like have a happy hour after work. And it's so nice to kind of just sit and like talk with other teachers who like you might not talk to throughout the day, and just kind of unwind. And so yeah, I definitely did that after work today, and then I came home and took a nap, and then here we are. But yeah, I like that. Like my school's all about like building community, like amongst the teachers and like amongst the kids. So I love that they do that. Oop, I'm singing congratulations. Oh, I took my graduation photos today, college graduation on Thursday. Congratulations, Aaliyah, that's awesome. Aaliyah Shabazz.
Oh, nice.
Congrats.
Wow. Girl, they grow up so fast. Thank you.
Tay's long hair is back, so we're back to front. Okay,
Oh,
you're skipping, I'm skipping.
God,
Everything's
yeah.
skipping. Today was back,
Really?
period, yeah. Hi, are we back?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Alright.
Video stalling.
Okay. Yeah, it's like it's pixelated here.
Okay, now we're coming in.
Okay.
Hi, Leah Butler, you're not late.
It's pixelated.
When
Okay.
it's 8:11. We just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Right. Thank you. My shirt is from Power in Black.
Power in Black. I think we were saying last week. I said somebody is using the Power in Black tees code. Yeah,
I love it.
MADCURLs.
I love the color. I love everything about it. It's so cute.
I think you get 15% off, or I think it's 20%. Is it 20% off?
I don't remember.
I think it's 20%. It might be okay. It's either 15 or 20% off if you use code MADCURLs on Power in Black, and you can get shirts like this. Say less. She's wearing Power in Black,
so I can say more.
and I'm wearing MADCURLs merch. Girl, bust it.
Oh, I thought you were saying that because of what I just said.
Oh no! Wait. Yeah, no, girl, bust it. Yeah, so she's wearing Power in Black. I'm wearing MADCURLs merch. Girl,
Yeah.
bust it. And the link to this is in bio. MADCURLs merch.
Payne 12 said I finally made it live. Indeed, you are here. Hi, how are you, Taj Muhammad?
Doggy.
Kim Gregory. Hello, everyone. I saw a picture on Facebook, that sickening picture you had there. Cute little curly hairdo.
I didn't get my nose pierced. It's a nose cuff. I'm going like in and out of wearing them. So
You have back contact?
I do, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wearing it and I took it out and I put it back in. And so I don't know. Yeah, and people are like, well, why don't you just get your nose pierced since you like to wear something in your nose? But I'm like, why? When I can just wear like a faux one and like pull it in and out without having the hole in my nose.
Thank you. Yeah, my curls seem like they've come around for some reason. Very little bit of hair loss this week, and I'm using Design Essentials, the aloe and almond leave-in. Oh, it's like no, there's a leave-in and then there's a moisturizing lotion. I'm using the lotion and the cream gel. I think it is. It used to be my favorite back in the day. We have a video on it on our channel, and I love those results. So that's what's in my hair tonight. I got it new. So I'm like, let me go back to what worked at one time for me. So
I kind of can't wait to try it when I take these out. I keep seeing it sitting in the
Yeah,
hallway. Your
right?
Design Essentials.
Yeah, okay, now it's in the kitchen because I've been styling my hair all week with it. So yeah, so it seemed like I thickened it a little bit and do a little something here.
Okay. Guys, how long do you keep your protective styles in, like braids? So I know the lady said, my braider, she was like, you know, they can stay in for like up to 3 months. I don't know if I want to push my hair that much. Like, what are the pros and cons of that? Like, so far it's good. It's just growing out. So that's it. But I don't feel like any like tugging on my hair, tugging on my edges or whatever. So if I were to leave it in for 3 months, it would just like be a whole bunch of extra growth. But is that like frowned upon to leave braids in that long, or is it like, is it too not like frowned upon, but like, is it, well, I guess like frowned upon, is it not good for your hair like to leave it in that long? Could it like damage my natural hair underneath?
Like yeah, I don't like that. Okay,
even though it's not really underneath because my hair is like braided in there.
People
But
look like they have braids in forever.
it's
I
just
in months.
they took 10 hours and just the thought of cutting them out
right
now.
In a month.
She keeps them in for a month.
1 month. Okay.
6 weeks. I got them in April.
6 weeks. Okay.
No, March 12th. March 12th. So it's almost, yeah, it's been over a month. Definitely over a month. But I leave them in until they start to look raggedy. Do you find the braids a bit heavy? They're only heavy to me when I do like a half up, half down with a significant amount of hair. In this. That's probably why I had an attitude today at work, because I had a high ponytail, and like someone asked, like, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, probably this ponytail too tight. Like, it was just heavy on my head. Like, it was just a lot of hair up here, and like it was half up, half down, but it was too much hair in the half up part, and I was just like, it was stressing me out. So I was like, are you okay? Yeah, probably like my ponytail's too tight. But that's the only time they feel heavy. But like just like this right now, like no, they don't feel heavy. I like the style where people put the braids in and they add like the beads to the end.
Too. I said I love that.
And I actually asked somebody, I'm like, does that weigh the hair down? Because I definitely don't want like pieces like this, like it like being heavy, like tugging on my edges.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, like they don't make the hair feel heavy, probably depending on the kind of beads you get. But I thought maybe next time like going a little bit like shorter and then adding beads to the end.
Cute.
I thought that could be cute. But
so, all right. Somebody said, name is it Shanu? Z Maria? Is it? She said you all can call me Z.
Yeah.
The
braids are good.
Frank.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. See, y'all keep saying that. I was like, I'm not taking them out. I'm riding these till the braids fall off. So a month would have been April 12th. I got them in March 12th, and so now we're at what, like April 29th.
29th.
So it's been like an additional. It's been like a month, like a week, like no. A month and like 2 weeks or something like that. So, and they feel fine. Like my scalp isn't itchy. There's like barely any buildup in my hair. So
low maintenance.
They're so low maintenance. Oh, they're so low maintenance. I don't want to take them out. Zama area.
Okay, Zama. All right, Zama area. Okay, Zama area. Okay.
She said call her Z.
Z. Okay. Z shall be.
2 to 3 months for me, but at some point it's gonna start looking busted.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I know.
How long do you think? I think they have definitely a couple more weeks.
A couple more weeks, right? I mean, when you're right on top of me, you can like, you can really see like the root.
But they're not.
And this is also 2 months of Curlsmith vitamins. So I started taking the vitamins, I think a week or 2 before I put these in, and so I just finished my second pack. So I've been taking vitamins for like at least 60 days now, because I went through 2 packs and they're like 30 days. So this kind of helps like see also like how
you can even see like from here where I'm looking. Yeah, they're still very much intact.
Okay.
Yeah. they're not like all like meshed together and where you can't like make.
I mean, back when I first got them done, you could really obviously see the parting and whatnot, but like you can still kind of see it. Like all I really do is touch up the front. But yeah, no, I'm still very much enjoying them. But yeah, the Curlsmith vitamins I started taking right around the time I put these in. So it kind of, I guess, shows like kind of how much my hair has grown, like using the vitamins as well. And remember, we love those. Remember, we did, if you're curious, we tracked our results with those for a year. I believe we like did the start out, and then we did a 3-month update, 6-month update, 9-month update.
They
with the Curlsmith vitamins.
They definitely work. They absolutely work.
Oh, they still look new from here. Yeah, no, my braider's fire. I really like her. I can't wait to go back and have her do them again. Girl, if they look busted, I'd tell you. I know y'all would, and I appreciate y'all for that. I was like, I gotta ask the fam, like.
You know I would have told you. Yeah. So finally caught alive, debating getting the Curlsmith vitamins. Is it, do you pronounce it IKEA? IKEA Love, is it?
Still looks good. Still looks good. All right, so remember I said I wanted to bring a topic to the MADCURLS table? I was we gotta bring a topic to the red table. To the MADCURLS table. Speaking of braids, right? So I have a friend who is white, and her daughter has at least 4B hair. Like it's definitely a kinkier texture, kinkier than mine. I consider mine like curly. So like curly's like the B, like the 3s, and then like the 4s, like the kinky. Her hair is kinky, and she is white, like point blank, period, like not mixed with anything. Like she's a white girl, white skin, blue eyes, not mixed in. She has super kinky curly hair. Type 4, yeah. And her mom is like amazing about using products and trying to style it and like manage it. But she's been talking to me lately like about like my braids on, like, because it's such like a low maintenance style or whatever. And so I was like, well, why don't you just like braid her hair up? I'm like, I feel like a black mom would be like, I'm braiding her hair up. Like when I was young, well, you had to put my hair in these types of braids, but like I wore 2 braids. Like braids was just like, with our texture, we braid our hair up. And like she has like a 4 texture, like I'm like, braid it up. And so she was like that she is afraid of like how people would look at her daughter and like the things that they would say to her. And like I totally get that. And I see it on TikTok all the time. Like people are not having anybody who's not, I guess, ethnic, like wearing braids. Like how do you guys feel about that? Like she has like a kinky curly texture. I see her all the time because she's at the daycare at the school that I work in. She comes running in and like we talk about curly hair and our curly curls, and like she's so cute, and her texture is kinky and curly. And I'm like, and I guess she's been giving her a hard time about her doing her hair in the morning because like, you know, she has a younger sister who has like, you know, straight hair, brush it, throw it in a ponytail, but her, it takes a little bit more. She has to use Denman brushes and products and diffusers, and like she's doing her hair in the morning. And so I was like, you know, if I was mom, I'd be braiding it up and calling it a day. But
you said she didn't want any drama like going out in public and people like accusing her of like cultural appropriation. And even though like she totally is a candidate like to have it braided, but she's so afraid of the attention it's going to draw to her daughter, to herself, and she doesn't want to be like disrespectful. But like, what do you guys think about something like that?
Yeah, no. So Elisha Bat says white people have. Who said it? Sarah I. Am I just ignorant because I really don't think a white girl can have kinky hair?
Absolutely
No,
kinky.
It is kinky because like I had the same type of thing, and I'm like, nah. And then when I met her, I was like, oh my gosh,
you told me, and
I'm like, Mom, look,
like,
it is kinky. It is like 4A, 4B. It's kinky. It's kinky curly hair. It really is, and she's like little orphan Annie. Like she like it's really curly. It's adorable. But like she just has like these shockingly blue eyes. She's white and she has like 4B hair, 4B curls, 4B kinky curly hair. Like she does.
That's what I say, Catherine Miller. Like people do them. Why are people so involved in other people's lives and the decisions
because
that they
people
make?
Like insert themselves.
They do.
And when I thought I'm like, no, people definitely would be side eyeing her. Like they would be. I'm like, and so it's unfortunate. So she has to keep it on. But I don't know.
You're blurred.
Are we? Hopefully we'll come back into focus.
I don't know genetics. I don't know. I can't speak. I don't know anything about the family at all. But you have to take people at their word. I really don't think that there's been anything other than like she's a happily married woman, and one daughter, you could tell that they're sisters because they look like they have the same faces. Just one has bones.
The feeling like everybody looks alike, like so it doesn't look like anybody did any or whatever. Everybody looks alike, but she just has kinky hair. And someone said she used a texturizer to loosen the curl, but that's not the message she's sending to her daughter. Like she's sending the message like every morning they're in the mirror saying like how beautiful you are with your kinky hair. Like she is teaching her to like embrace her curls and love her curls, and that's why like when she started working at the school and she met me, she's like, you know, come into Miss Taylor's room to like look at them like every day, like we're like talking about our kinky hair and our curly hair. We're like, look at our curly curls, and she has bows and I'll do braids. Like we talk about our curly hair, and so she's really teaching her to embrace her natural hair.
No, definitely
loosening it was not something she wanted to do.
You know, she definitely could do the 2 braids. You know, that's like simple to do. That's how I raised you. Like 2 braids is the simplest thing to do. But probably because the texture is 4B, she wants like more control over it, so that it doesn't like every morning doesn't become a project. Your hair was a project every morning. Yeah, your hair was a project, and I had that straightening comb out there, girl. I know the straightening comb days.
Girl, you did, and it's just like her sister. It's like comb, put it in a ponytail next, but for her, it's like okay, spray. Leave-in. All right, let me get the Deadman comb. Let's define the curls. Okay, like let's diffuse it a little bit. Like it's you know, you guys know, and it's like a project. So.
Exactly. I think she should do whatever's convenient for her hair and not care what people say.
Which is what I said, but like I also get it at the same time. Like, you know,
hey Leslie Booth, welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, like because, you know, the girl's like kind of like fighting her in the morning. She's young and it's just taking a long time. Like she's doing her curls every morning. She has satin bonnets and sit on pillowcases, but when my hair's short, I have to do it every day. So she has like her hair is short. It's not, you know, she's young. Her hair is still short. It's here. So she has to, you know, define the curls in the morning, do her hair in the morning. And she's been kind of giving her a hard time. And I was like, well, you know, braid it up. And she doesn't want to braid it up because of, you know, what people would say. And so, and I was like, I get that. So I'm like wondering, what would the people say? Is there something that people would say if they see basically this little white girl with braids in her hair? You know?
I mean, like, really, what is there to say?
There's a white girl with braids in her hair.
Right. Okay. So once we get past that first statement, like, what is there to say? I wish people would mind their business. I really do.
But I get the argument because when ethnic people wear it, like people think their hair is not professional. It's ghetto. It's this. It's that. But then when white people want to wear braids, it's like, oh, they're going to a festival. They're doing this. They're doing that. Oh, it's stylish and whatever. But when we do it, it's not cute. It's unprofessional. And so that I think is kind of like the argument. Like, why is it okay for them? And it's fashionable and it's cute, but when we do it, like we're ghetto and ratchet and everything else. So
yes, I don't feel like it's anyone's place to say anything.
I do too. Right. I mean, I swear I'll speak on people. I mind my business, like human, like, and people just don't.
Yeah,
they feel like they have to say something.
Nerve. Oh my God, how's the elliptical going?
Y'all, it's going good. It's going. I don't know. That Nordic track is built different. Like it feels like it's more intense than like an elliptical at the gym.
I have been working out for years, and I have been in gyms from East Coast to West Coast. Got home equipment. I have never felt a resistance this hard. I'm wondering,
even on one.
Even me and Josh, because I was me and Josh were talking about it because Josh took me to the doctor yesterday, and it was fun. It was a great time.
So good.
He's so good. Yeah. He's so good. Yeah. He's so good. And so on the way down to the doctor was actually like in a hospital, but he took me down there. We were talking about that Nordic track, and we were like wondering. I wonder if that's why she just gave it away. It looks brand spanking new, not a scratch on it, nothing wrong. Everything lights up, calorie count, walk, miles, all that. It works perfectly. I'm like, I wonder if the resistance was off, because I'm telling you, it could be on 0 resistance.
And there's still a resistance. Like my kneecaps are burning after like 3 minutes. My legs, and I ride for 30 minutes, and it's really tough. I get off and I'm like falling off the machine. Like it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I push myself. Like I always feel like if I can do it, I don't want to be someone with multiple sclerosis and just kind of like not pushing myself. I push myself. Guys, I pushed myself. I haven't been right since. Okay, I really haven't been right since. Like, I feel like I'm coming around a little bit, but I overdid it. As usual, I had no business being on that thing because I'm just like, oh, I used to ride this for a half hour at the gym. No, oh my God, that thing was hard. the resistance is impossible.
It's really
I mean,
hard.
I literally every 2 minutes I had to stop and drape myself over the bars. It was tough.
No, it's really tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough. So like it's going. I try to do it like I thought I was gonna be doing it every day and having like a day off. But like I've been doing it every other day, every 2 days, every 3 days. Like I mean, it's tough. My knees hurt.
Yes, Alexa Simmons. What was old is now new again, and so I definitely did buy some Camille rolls lately. Taylor's not doing it because her hair has been in braids for a while. Before you put in braids, what were you doing? Curl mix, probably.
Curl
right?
mix, yeah.
So, but no, I definitely went around and collected my like old favorites. So I got the dry twisting butter and the it's curl maker, right? It's curl maker.
Curl maker, yeah.
Yep. So I did that. Yeah, so we have some products here for you to try when you're out of the braids.
I know. When I separate from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like what Alexis Simmons said before.
Yeah,
like,
no, it can. Yeah, I know. I'm not pushing too hard. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Simmons said before, I mind my business too. Life is less dramatic that way. That's so true.
Yeah. I know.
Life is less dramatic that way. But we're still like eating clean, trying to eat right. I actually had a cheat day finally. Yesterday with I had pizza, but it was like cauliflower pizza, so I tried to do the best I could when making. I'm like, okay, I'll have cauliflower pizza. It was like we went to Pieology, and it's like you can build your own pizza, and it hit so different because I hadn't had pizza in like 2 weeks, and it was just so good. And
you have to speak for yourself because though you're gonna make me a liar tonight, guys. I fell off the wagon, but I'm gonna get back on.
Yeah,
but
it happens.
It's stressful this week. Boy, bye. But guys, my faves. Peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like they're everything. And look at the cute little bowl. I got it for Valentine's Day. And, I just love parties, and so just to make myself happy when I'm going through the divorce, we always celebrate everything. Look at the cute little let me get just like a bowl over here so that because this one has all my M&Ms in. Let me just show you without the M&Ms. So cute.
I know. Grow your hair is sickening. Did you tell him what's in it?
I did. I told him, isn't that adorable? Yes, it's Design Essentials. It's the lotion, the moisturizing lotion, and the cream gel. Yeah, let me get it for those that aren't familiar with the line. Hold on.
Team Mom, I show my teaching outfits basically. I show them like a little bit on Instagram, but basically like every day on TikTok. So it's TaylorAnne on TikTok. I show my teacher outfit of the day. That's basically like all my TikToks are. So I don't really take photos. I just kind of take videos of what I wear every day. This week I had like 3 good days, and then today I wore sweatpants, and one of my students was like, oh my god, if I wore that I'd be asleep right now. Like I sure did. I'm so glad like we don't have like a strict dress code because I sure did wear like a whole sweatsuit today. I was so comfortable.
Tay had to walk me through them. Is our video out? Is it on the page?
What page? What video?
Is it on?
Yes.
It is? Okay. Guys, you gotta go check out my sickening video on Chromix page.
She had to
do support.
She had to do a trendy video.
Oh my
which
gosh.
was like a TikTok style trendy video, which was tough.
Freaking impossible. I could not match up my mouth with
the miming of the words is
Yeah.
like sometimes that's like all people's content.
Yeah.
And they do it perfectly. That's their niche. If you
Yeah.
can like mouth, like learn the words and then mouth it with the person. It was literally a 7-second video, maybe 20 words tops, less than that probably, not even 20 words.
I had to write the words down.
And it took us hours to like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, ready, set, go, and then like we start the clip and then they would be talking and you have to talk with them.
Yeah.
And your voice has to match up with the words or else it looks crazy, and we just kept take after take after take after take. It was difficult.
Yeah,
it was difficult. And I was like, I don't even make content like that. I don't make trendy type videos where I'm like mouthing things. Like I don't do that. So
they were so patient with me.
It was difficult.
And I explained to them, I'm like, this is just like not a good week for me. And I explained to them I was going to. Well, I'm done with it, but still like kind of like mentally like my mind's not there because they wanted me to edit it once and I edited it, and then they want me to edit again and I edited it again, and then they still, well, can you do that? And I'm just like, I just can't. I just can't. They're like, no, we love you guys. We love MADCURLS. We love MADCURLS fam. Like you guys support us. Like we support you. So that's okay. Just let loose.
Yeah, no,
go.
we were like basically. You were like, I gave all I could give.
I have no more to give.
Give for that video. And I said, she's so funny. I was like, because she's not like one of these like young like influencers or whatever, and like you actually like picked up the phone to talk to like the person, because like they were like going back and forth through the email about the video, because we were like asking questions, trying to get it right. We made a video. They were like, okay, do it like this, and so we made a whole new one, do it like this, and then like we sent it over, and they were like, well, can you change it? And you were like, okay, like I'm picking up the phone now, and like I'm gonna talk to somebody, like, because I can't give any more. This is the best I can do. This is like my very best, and that's it. So.
Yeah.
But I was like, Mom, like you a boss for that.
Oh, wait, is it on YouTube?
It's on Instagram.
Oh.
It's on Instagram.
Girl.
You know, TikTok can be whatever you want to make it. Like, you don't have to do dancing videos. So people use TikTok for whatever they want to use TikTok for. So I do it for my teacher outfits of the day. And lately, my 6th grade questions of the day, because they've been asking me such fun questions. So I'm going to ask the group. I think the first question that they asked me that kind of like got me rolling, because like we just have such great discussions. Like as long as we're like, I guess, laughing and like conversing, then, you know, whatever. I like to have those moments with my students. So a student asked me, they were like, you know, Miss Wesley, is a hot dog a sandwich? And like their questions, if it's a question that makes me stop and think, like I'm like, I gotta start like doing a question, because like I really stopped and I thought, like, is a hot dog a sandwich? I asked Josh, I asked Spencer, girls, a hot dog a sandwich?
I never thought of it as a sandwich.
What is it then?
I don't know, but sometimes when you go to restaurants, they'll have like the menu, and they'll have like sandwiches, and then they'll have like maybe like sides or appetizers. Like, is it I don't know, is it a sandwich?
I said yes. I said anything in between a bun or some bread is a sandwich. I'm like, so you have a hot dog, there's meat in between, and there's a bun. So it's a sandwich. So I said yes. A hot dog is a sandwich. What do you think?
Jeanette Grisby said, LoriAnne, I just turned 50 and cut my hair like yours. Love it. Oh, girl. Wish you could see it. Yes, I had to cut it off. I love it shorter. Even though like it'll grow out, like you'll see like the transition, you'll see throughout the year, and then, you know, when it grows too long, I just chop it off again. So especially because as I get older, you know, because in the family like there's the male pattern baldness, so you can always kind of like see where it kind of wants to separate here. It's definitely thinner here. It's like thinner here. So I have to kind of like maneuver and navigate my hair, but it's easier to keep it shorter because it's fuller that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that just kind of like works for me.
I think it could be considered a sandwich. Not because it could also be a burger. I think they're all different. Well, I'm thinking there's like the umbrella of a sandwich, and then there's different types of sandwiches that fall under.
Okay.
So let's see. And then one I got today was, which multiple students were asking me, so an item of food consisting of 2 pieces of bread with meat sounds like a hot dog to me.
Why did we never think
or
of
filling between them, eaten as a light meal.
Okay.
A sandwich.
Girl, hold it up so they can see me.
Girl, they need to go see it on there and get views.
Guys, all
How
right.
they gonna see it on there if you're giving it to them now, girl?
Girl, because it's Friday Night Live, girl. But y'all still go support. LoriAnne sent you.
That's enough. I know someone somewhere's been like, she's been incredibly extra, and darling, for you extra, for me it's enough.
Whatever. So that was her trendy video. 7 seconds. Took like 5 hours to make. Like 5 hours.
I couldn't get it. I could not get the timing.
If it's not a sandwich, then what is it? Great question. Oh, and then the other question was, are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, huh. And like I was really sitting there trying to like almost like count in my head how many doors in the world there, like I said I feel like there's more doors. Because there's more opportunity for doors. Wheels are just going to be on, well, no, because wheels can be on like wagons and stuff. So the more I think about it, the more things I come up with.
Thank you. I'm about to go like and come back.
Yay.
Yeah.
Go comment on her. Say MADCURLS Live sent us over here.
Right, MADCURLS Live. Go bombard them at the time we shut down Hitachi.
MADCURLS Live sent us. It's on the Curl Mix Instagram page.
And LoriAnne gonna bring something real nice for Christmas if you'll do that.
There's be something extra special under the Christmas tree for you.
Okay, so Design Essentials, Angela's will tell them about it.
Okay.
So this is almond and avocado line. I love the way it smells, and it's a daily moisturizing lotion. Now there is a daily leave-in, but for some reason I started off with the lotion years ago. I don't know whether I maybe got the idea from someone else or the line, or maybe when I was trying to use this, maybe the back set to use it with the lotion. but there definitely is a difference between the lotion and the leave-in. And so this is the lotion. I like the consistency. It has a lot of slip. It's kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of like slimy, but it has like super slip.
Well, this is like old school MADCURLS, girl.
Yeah, right. And so it's even. Because my hair. Girl, I'm just sorry.
I know, girl.
Because my hair could be dry, and because
Smells
like
good.
it's moisturizing, like on dry hair or wet hair. So I definitely style it. Put that down first, and then come back through with the cream gel. And
I want to see if there's marshmallow root. It's giving.
It's
It's,
gotta be,
giving
right?
like it's giving marshmallow root.
definitely, right? That slip.
Yeah, they look like there was slip. I've been looking at this for like days.
Really?
Yeah.
But you never liked it when we used to have it.
I didn't?
It went to the garbage can when we did our decluttering.
It
And now
smells
I'm
so
so
good.
sorry I did that because I loved it so much.
It smells really, really good.
Yeah. So so then this is the defining cream gel. So because they do have a curly cream. So this is the only thing with brands. They just put out so many different things that are so similar. It's just hard. But because I had the experience from the past, I knew what I liked. If I was brand new going there and never had experience with it, I would have been so confused. I probably might have gotten maybe the leave-in and the curl cream. I would have known, but no, I know this combination definitely works. Love it. Absolutely works. So yeah, it does definitely make my hair fuller. I was very surprised, especially yesterday when I went out to the doctor. I was very surprised how my hair was like starting to like come back around again with very little loss. I'm like, wow. I think, you know what? The stress is gone. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was bald headed, okay, going through that divorce. It was like
Yeah.
no joke, okay.
No stress.
No,
No, seriously. I don't know why I just laughed. It's actually not
And, all
funny
right,
at all.
so now he's trying to get mess started again. So for those that are attorneys on here, what do I do? Okay, took months and months and months, weeks and weeks and weeks, hours and hours and hours, aggravation, stress, hair loss, everything to negotiate a settlement. We signed under that line, notarized it. We went before the judge. Everything was agreed upon. There were certain contingencies. 5 days after we got divorced, he was supposed to make me the beneficiary of the life insurance policy because I never worked before in my life. And say, for arguments, like something could happen to me first, something could happen to him, it doesn't matter. But that's kind of like customary for people or women. Maybe I might be the last generation. Hold on. I'll be the last generation maybe that didn't work. But because I didn't work, that is like my income, okay? And so I think that's standard. And then because I know it always rubs him wrong, it always rubbed him wrong. Even when we were happily married, in love, with 3 beautiful children, he was going on a business trip across seas. And I would ask about that as a sensible wife with children would do. And he would get so offended. Don't worry, you're going to get my money to spend at Nordstrom's. Ignorant. Okay, I didn't want the money to spend at Nordstrom's. I want the money to take care of these 3 children that we made, okay? So now, going through a divorce, yeah, not forthcoming with it. It hasn't even been a month yet. And so he's definitely going against like the agreement that we spent hours and days and weeks and months to get through. One of the contingencies of that. And no, nothing's forthcoming. What do you do if anyone knows about that in a case like that? Maybe hand me the water, my mouth is dry.
Let's see if anybody replies. Did the Curlsmith vitamins work?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do. We were taking them and then I stopped. I stopped when I think I cut my hair, or maybe the second time I cut my hair. I know we took them for like a year and then we stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But I just started 2 months ago. And yeah, I love them just as much as I loved them the first time. They absolutely work when you take them, not just for hair growth, but hair retention, like the health of your hair. I think they're like some of the best vitamins on the market. Like,
But
I love them.
I like to be super honest though, because they're not miracle workers. I think that everything kind of like goes together, like eating healthy. I'm not even gonna like put burden us with like exercise, okay? But definitely eating healthy, and I would say like no stress. I think if it's something that you have no control over, which is moi right here.
Right.
I had no control over stress. So though I never stopped taking them, you did stop taking them. You even handed yours over to me.
Yep.
But I never stopped taking them. So it's still the hair loss still it took, I guess, the health of the vitamins, because they did not stop that from happening to me, though I had never stopped taking them. But now that I'm kind of like on the up and up, I hope, you know, I'm seeing the health of my hair. Because you know, guys, like whoever's been on the channel, you know my hair grows like that. You know, like 1 minute super short, next minute you guys are saying, Lori, I see like the length, I see your hair growing again. So my hair does grow, but it just simply did not grow. Not only did it not grow, but it was coming out. And that had to be stress, because it's slowing way down now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like it's not falling out anymore,
Yeah.
period.
Everyone keeps saying, judge, report to the court. and he'll face a fine, jail time, or go to jail. Like, so, like, you gotta file a report.
I mean, I don't know if you're speaking from experience or what you think, because if anyone's been through the court system, if anyone's been through any sort of legal thing, the court is just so busted to me. Like, I was so impressed when I first started with this whole process, and you get the automatic orders, and you cannot sell property, and you cannot take out loans, and you cannot take out money. He did whatever he wanted to do, okay? And I'm like, what about the automatic orders? Like, the automatic orders, you can't do it. So, took me off the insurance at one point.
Busted with a capital B.
Yeah, took me off health insurance at one point. So, I don't know. With this, they said make that your last resort. I'm making it like my first, like, contempt of court, a breach of contract, okay? So, but I think they want to, like, work with people, and I think it's insane. It's clearly, to me, breach of contract. And I'm hoping that something could be done about it, because it makes no sense. We clearly both signed, knew what we were signing. No one was coerced into it. And already, the BS is starting.
Yeah. Where did I see? Oh,
yes,
wisdom is better. How do you know vitamins? No, only to grow the hair on your head. I don't want to wake up with the hairy chest. That is a good question. So I am just like naturally like a hairy person. Like, I get hair on my arms quickly. I have to shave my legs like multiple times a week. Like, I'm just a hairy person. But I don't notice any like expedited hair growth anywhere else on my body because I'm taking vitamins. I only really pay attention to my hair, but everything else, like, to me, is just like natural for me. Like, I've always kind of had to shave my hair, like my legs repeatedly, under my arm repeatedly during the week. Like, that's normal. I don't think, guys, does it work like that? Does it grow all the hair all over your body? I've never noticed that with any vitamins I've ever taken. Like, I turned into, Bigfoot or whatever, like a hairy beast. Like, I didn't notice that.
I don't think you're going to turn into Bigfoot, but now that you say that, like as hairy as a person as you're claiming right now, as hairy as I'm not, I am just not. And I don't know whether it's because of age now or whatever. Like, when I was going to go to the doctor's yesterday, I was like looking at my legs, and I had to shave my legs. I did, and I have not shaved my legs in like months.
But you're taking the vitamins, so it's not making the hair on your legs grow then?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No,
so, but
not
just,
at all.
I don't know then.
But there's very fine hair, like, on my face.
Well, I have like peach fuzz. Do you guys have peachy fuzz? Do you like dermaplane?
Yeah, like dermaplane, like you said.
I dermaplane.
So that I have never ever had before in my life. Maybe that's because I'm like wondering, like, wow, like I dermaplane almost like every other day. I'm like, why is this happening? So that's very odd to me. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And my nails, definitely my nails grow. So
but like hair is like natural. Like my arms, like I have like kind of like dark hairs on my arms. And I used to be like really self-conscious about that. Like, I always used to want to like shave my arms, and then I stopped because I heard like kids at my school like making fun of people with hair on their arms. I'm like, that is normal. Like, that is okay. That's normal. It's natural. Like, now I keep it on my arms. Like, I have hair on my arms to show like. So, like, and, like, I just...
Hold on, I brought the topic up so people are giving me answers, so I want to...
Okay, there's several topics flying.
I know. All right, so Joan D said, it's in the divorce agreement as ordered by the judge. Can you or your attorney go directly to the insurance company to have the orders carried out? That's what I've been trying to do, but it's up to him to give his company the divorce agreement, because, like, it's not mine, so it's up to him to do the right thing, and he's sending over generic paperwork with like my name as the so-called benefit, no name of the insurance company, no policy numbers, no group numbers, nothing, just very, very generic. And I'm like, what? People would laugh me out of like an insurance company one day if the need came. Like, there is no identifying information on that. I'm like, people know like this does not fly, this does not work. So I don't know, but I do know he's not going to run up any more legal bills to me. I was buried, and it continued to be. And I'm just like trying to pull myself out. And I said, this is breach of contract, and in the contract, it said that if anybody breaches it, that person would be responsible, like, for the legal fees. So I made that very clear this morning. Like, I'm not doing legal fees. Like, I felt like I walked out of there on the 10th, and I just had like a very small balance left, and I was done. And I said, this right here, I already started adding up in my mind since yesterday. $1,000 to me. Calls, emails already. I said I'm not doing that.
Girl, we got a super chat from Lily List. Happy divorce. It sucks, but every season has a reason. Keep the Friday nights up. Thank you so much for the super chat. How exciting!
back.
Thank you. What's the top 1 or 2 products you recommend from Curlsmith besides the vitamins? Oh my gosh, Okay, I like their blue line as far as like stylers go. So like the Flexi Gel and the Air Cream is a great styler. But then my hair is a little bit like protein sensitive-ish, but I love the purple line, the multitasking conditioner. I love it as a one and done. I love it with the gel on top. It's like a little container.
Does it protein
It's part of the protein line.
Okay.
But the multitasking conditioner, they're like you can use it as a deep conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, a co-op. Like I love that conditioner. I've gone through 2 jars of it.
It's like 3, like
it's 3 in 1. It's like their multitasking conditioner from Curlsmith. I love that product. So good.
Yeah, I like more of the like the treatments. I haven't done like stylers that perhaps like overtake like what I'm used to doing or what I like experiment with. So, but my favorite thing is like that. Is it that oil? No, it's not oil and cream because that's I think this one of the stylers. What is that one that I like? That oil treatment that's kind of like pinkish and then you take it out.
The deep it's like a deep treatment. Wasn't it like
that? Like on the ends. I always put it on my ends. And, oh my god! It has the original Curlsmith smell. I love the original
that
smell.
product like never stood out to me, and like you love that product.
I'm like,
what's it for?
Yeah,
it's like this. What is it? It's like an oil, but it's like in a pan, but it's hard, and you gotta warm it up in your hand.
Yeah, and I love it. And I either run it through my whole head or like today my ends were like very, very, very.
Any of their shampoos and conditioners, you cannot go wrong with. Any of their shampoo conditioners, their co-wash, fantastic. Shampoos, conditioners, their treatments.
Intense oil serum, yes.
Yeah.
That's it. My favorite. Love that.
Fantastic. But yeah, I have a special place in my heart for the multitasking cream. I love that.
Yeah, you really do.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, I love that.
So now I'm getting excited to use products again.
And then I love the whole hair treatment line because I love like the primer. You put that in and then you like exfoliate with the very like fine beads of the exfoliating shampoo, and then the rinse out conditioner smells good, excellent slip. So I like more of the treatments, more of the shampoos, the conditioners. Okay, so Jeanette likes what you like, that
multi-use leave-in. Yeah, it's so good. It's really, really good. What's that other line they came out with where like the bottles are like nondescript?
Angela's determined to have some vlogs.
I know. Will there be vlogs on the weekends? Girl, I hope so. So I'm a first-year teacher, so I gotta write this paper. So like this weekend, like I'm gonna have like face to the computer having to write this paper. I had to write 2 of them this year. So my second one is due on the 15th, but I have to have it written so people can read it and critique it so I can like fix it. And so I need to do that.
We looked into that song. Yeah, there is something, you know, when different companies, social medias come out with stuff, they, you know, offer to like a select few.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we looked at that super things. Well, we were watching a video.
You know what I got into? Which again, it's one of those things where like they're rolling it out. So like we didn't like qualify right now for like the super things, but my Instagram qualified for like the Reels bonus, where like based on your views you can get paid for the views you get on your Reels, like up to like $1,200 though, so like $1,200 if you get 11 million views like across your Reels for a month, you can get $1,200. Right now I'm up to $38 because I posted 2 Reels.
Oh,
right, yeah.
Okay.
But like if you get 11 million views in a month across like the Reels that you post in a month, you can get like 1,000. And like not everybody has this. Like they're rolling it out to certain people. So I don't know why. Maybe because we haven't been that active on YouTube, they didn't give it. But I haven't been that active on Instagram. Like I don't know how they pick and choose. But no, we did look into the super thanks. But it says we don't have it for our channel yet.
Yeah, no, John. Yeah, they play dirty. You know, during a divorce, they definitely do. I'm well aware of it. Like I said, I felt like I could definitely guide and lead folks because this was like a no joke journey, and I feel like I've mastered it. Like behind the scenes, I was definitely orchestrating this whole divorce thing. I, just stayed up nice. So that's what I found myself doing last night, like trying to get to the bottom of this, how I can navigate this, the most economical, until I thought of, wait a minute, there was like a paragraph in that separation that anybody breaches, then they're responsible for that. So I said, okay, so that I can put that to the side. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And so now I'm just trying to see. So I definitely did call today. the company. No one seems to have any records of it, so I'm wondering if that was canceled, along with when he tried to cancel my health insurance. He had to put me back on, of course, because that definitely was going against the automatic orders. So I definitely had to go back on. And like the cruelty of that, knowing full well I had MS. I mean, I know people go through divorce, but gosh, but no. So I had it up until actually today is my last day, or actually tomorrow the 30th. The month of the divorce. That's it. Comes to an end. So that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't think that he would just like have no integrity at this point. Like he just really doesn't care, and I'm just shocked. It's just like the nastiest divorce that you see like men do. So classic, like just maybe he always wanted that title. I'm divorced. Like when it says like the alimony, divorce payment, alimony payment. He's been dying to use the word alimony payment. And yes, it sure is alimony payment. Yes, it is. Thank you. So it's just I don't know what this is, but just. And then I love the whole wage garnishment thing. They don't wait for them to act up. They do it ahead of time. So we already got that garnish right there. It comes straight out from you right here to me. I love that. So no stress on that thing. So I think it was just control. I think he had no other way to jerk me around. This is like the last thing he can dangle over my head. And not on my watch. I'm not going to be dangling. I'll tell you like how this is like unfolding because this is ridiculous. It hasn't even been a month yet. And it's already starting. I said, I am so glad that my kids were all grown up. I didn't have to go through that whole, split parenting. What is that? When they share custody, all that. I'm so glad that they are fully grown. I had no idea it was in him to be so nasty, so dirty, so sneaky, so lying, so taking money when he had no business taking, all of that. So it's just really disgusting, and I'm just shocked and appalled by the behavior. And yeah, so that's why I was like basically kept a low profile because, I was basically fighting for my future and I don't want to do what I'm doing right now. Venting on Friday Night Live.
Thank you, Soul Song, for the super chat.
Oh girl, I tried to be good. You're so strong, LoriAnne. Prince Charles, really? Like what?
Wanda, I know she's a teacher too, but yeah, so in Connecticut, because like I'm like a first year teacher, I have to go through something called teams for the next 2 years. There's 5 modules, and I have to go through each module. It has kind of like a different topic around teaching where you have to like learn something, improve your teaching, how the students improve, then you got to write a paper on it. And I have like a mentor, I have to go to like meetings, and it's like this whole thing for the next 2 years. And it's what they do in Connecticut. So, yeah. So it's like first year teaching, like, on top of teams, but it's good because it has me really like reflecting. And I think it's more like for us to reflect, but I'm a reflector anyway. Like I reflect every second of the day, every end of the day. Like I'm always reflecting. I reflect period to period. I said my poor second period because like I teach my first class second period, and they're basically always like the test dummies, and I kind of see like timing wise how things go, and then by like the next period I'm like, okay, that didn't work, I'm gonna do this, and like of course by like my last period, my 6th period that I teach, they get like the masterpiece because like now I know that everything that works and doesn't work. But like my second period, it's always like, okay, here's the lesson, let's go, let's see how this goes, and I'm like, okay, for the next period, okay, I need to shorten this, I don't need to say this, I can cut that. Like, and I kind of like, it's never really that like drastic, but I kind of see like where I can pick things up or speed things up or say something a different way. But my second period always sees the presentation first, and then I kind of improve it as the day goes on. But yeah, I'm just a reflector. I'm always reflecting. So I do like, it seems like a lot of work, but I really do like it because I am learning through the process. I'm learning some really great stuff and reading some good books, great resources, great conversations. So I like it. I teach math and science, and I found out I'm coming back next year again, so I'll be same room, math and science again, 6th grade, so I'm excited.
We were talking about how you give, we don't have that option yet on the channel, but yeah, the live chats, I don't know how do the live chats?
So there's like a $sign at the bottom where it says like show your support for MADCURLS, and like if you click it, you can do like a super sticker where like it sends an image, or you can do a super chat which like highlights the message, but there's like features at the bottom of like the chat.
We don't have it because we're actually on our channel.
No, I can see it.
Where do you see that at?
See, you have it too. See the little $sign?
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, I didn't see that.
Thank you. I know, like, you never really know. I heard some people, like, they'll get, like, pink slips at the end of every year.
Really?
I'm on, like, TikTok, and I saw, like a teacher said, was like, you know, she was told today that, like, she wasn't coming back next year. They said it wasn't a good fit. And, like, I just can't imagine that because I love where I teach so much. I would be devastated. I'd be, like, in the corner staring. Like, I'm devastated. I would be devastated. Like, I love the school, love my classroom, love the subjects. I'd be so sad.
Thank you, Karen M.
But my principal actually asked me, he was like, so are you coming back next year? Almost like it was in my hands. And I was like, are y'all bringing me back? Like, I want to come back. So, yeah.
Is their first year teaching? Ikea, she said, I'm glad you're enjoying your career. I'm new in my career. Are you a teacher or what's your career?
Yeah, I am. I mean, there's so many, I feel like negatives right now around teaching. Like, people are quitting left and right. And, like, just, everyone's, like I said last time, everyone's district's different, experiences are different, but like this is just mine that I'm sharing, and it's a positive one. So people who are going into teaching are kind of getting scared. So if you're someone thinking about it, or you're student teaching or whatever, like don't be afraid. Like everyone's experience is different. And I had a great first year. I said I had about maybe 3 mental breakdowns, like tops, and I feel like that's amazing for a first year teacher. About 3 crying moments where I was like, oh my gosh. And that's it throughout my whole year this year.
Yeah, I know.
It was great.
Yeah. Summer, you and Spencer were
Girl, I gotta take it all down. I
That's
do.
right,
And they said you gotta label everything because people's desks and chair. Girl, I will be all over that school hunting down my stuff. Like, that's my chair. That's my desk. Like, bring it back now. I'm gonna label everything. Like, no.
When you say you're a baby lawyer, do you mean that you're new to the field of being an attorney, or do you mean that you are a lawyer for like maybe adoptions or something like that? What's a baby lawyer? Or are you just saying like you're new to being an attorney? Eva, bright girl.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much,
Yo, love us. We missed us a match.
Girl, I was like, I don't know what they see in us. I'm like, we're so busted. I'm like, and they came back for us. Thank you.
I know. All right, so
yeah, you gotta take it down because they gotta wash the walls and wash the floors, and you gotta take it all down. And I just don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out. But
I know that's the way I feel. SE, it's wonderful 360 to witness, being that you also went to school there. Such a blessing to see you, right? Like, yeah, they did, and all 3 of them did. Adam's Reputation.
Oh my gosh, there was another retired teacher today there at happy hour. Like they keep in contact with the other teachers. And she was like, you know, I remember you. She was like, when you were in middle school, and so she's like, you also had an older brother. She was like, what was his name? And I said his name was Spencer. She's like, yeah. She's like, and there was another one. I was like, yeah, Adam. She's like, oh, how's Adam? Like, it's always that. It's always how's Adam. It's either like how's Adam or it's how's Adam. Like, and so one of the teachers, I was like, because she asked me about him, and I was like, did you have him? And she said no. The teacher across the hall did, but she remembers saying his name so much. She didn't even have him as a student. She just remembers his name being called, like in 4th grade. Girl, she's like, I just remember him because his name was called all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, well, it's either how's Adam or it's how's Adam. Right. So funny.
So you're like, I don't let people know that he's your brother.
Yeah, I'm like, of no relation. Because me and Spencer, we sailed through. We were like angel fishes, and then Adam came, and he was like the Tasmanian devil. He was totally different. Oh my gosh, we're getting cash apps. Thank you, Bernadette Johnson. Oh my gosh.
See? God is good, girl. Say, girl, you were not going to come on tonight.
Girl, I totally was. I knew I had no choice.
I locked us into it.
I knew if I came home and I said I wanted to go to happy hour, because you were like, well, don't basically get too happy. You're like, because we got to go to work. We're working tonight.
When you left, I hope you saw it. I tagged you, and I'm like, I'm going to lock us into it. That's why I said, look for us tonight online.
I didn't see it until I got home. But yeah, you were like, don't get too happy. You were like, because we got work tonight to do.
Right.
And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Adam, I think, is at work. Where's...
no, is Adam at work?
Is he going to work?
No, it's not.
He's going to be going to work. What, are they both upstairs? They're both upstairs.
And it was the funniest thing. Adam, he was like, little naughty. I would say to Doggy. But guys, like, he did something that the other 2 didn't do. Like, he became, out of a huge class of 400 people, okay? Basically, a majorly Caucasian school. He was the king, like what was it?
The homecoming king. The homecoming king. I said how? What's the voting? I said who voted for Adam? He went marching up there like.
I always had it. Let me see if I can pull it.
So funny. Yeah.
Like, he seriously was the homecoming king.
Yeah.
I'm like, like that is something that people like want to do. You always see that on, like those like little teeny bop shows, like the homecoming queen, the homecoming king. I'm like, Adam, how did you master being a homecoming king? You're a horrible person.
But I don't think you and Dad were here. So I think me, Spencer, and then my friend from college at the time, Theo, we went and we like took videos. Oh, we have their super chat.
Oh my god!
Thank you. Thank you
like
so much.
Like when the men come like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, no, but he had the crown and everything. We were like, oh my gosh. I'm like, we were like, Adam, he's so funny. He is. He has such a unique personality though. But a teacher I was talking to today, she's like, I remember him being so smart, and I'm like, he is. Oh, you know what she said? She was like, because someone, a town gifted students with dictionaries, and she's like, they're probably gonna be like, you know, what are these? Like, kind of thing. Like, what's a dictionary? Oh, it has words in it. You can broaden your vocabulary. And I was saying how Adam has such a good vocabulary. Like, you call me ignorant because I start laughing. You're like, basically, don't mind her. Like, she's ignorant. Like, he uses these words. I mean, you remember the cutlery story? Yeah. She sent him into Stu Leonard's for like forks and a fork or something, and he went and he was like, where's the cutlery? And they sent him to the meat department because who says cutlery? So he just has like these words. He has a very big vocabulary.
And I didn't use the word. I said, Adam, run up there and get me utensils or like go grab me a fork or a spoon. Yeah. We went to the salad bar and we got to the car and they didn't have any utensils in the bag. So
the constable, they know Adam. The police came to the door one time because there was like a robbery or something at the liquor store by our house, and they were like, he was like, Mom, the constable's at the door. The constable,
Mom, constable,
the sheriff, the constable, the sheriff, maybe the police. I said the 5-0, the popo. Like what's the constable? Like he just has these words, and we laugh. My mom's like, she's just ignorant. You're like, because you're a big vocabulary, but like I'm like, no, he's really smart. And like math, I'll ask him math questions, and just he's like calculating in his head, and then like he'll have the answer. Like he's very smart, very smart. But
who have social media? Spencer and Adam.
Do they have social media?
They
remember Adam did the voiceover? That was funny.
Oh yeah.
No, literally only Adam. Only Adam.
No, Adam I don't think does, and Spencer does, but he never accesses it at all ever.
Yeah. Well, Spencer has a Facebook, but I don't think they don't use social media really.
Yeah, not at all. But you know, the cutlery.
He said he definitely gets that from LA because I remember the catsup story. Yeah, you said catsup, and I'm like, no, I'm always like, my lip is always twisting up. Like what?
Right,
what are you saying?
I can't help it, guys. I have a vocabulary. I'm well read.
Yeah, no, he definitely gets that from LA. That's very true.
Yeah, no.
But yeah. Oh my gosh, they're reminding us of something. I forgot the constable. He's like, the constable's at the door. The constable.
And then it was a simple errand. I was starving. And I just wanted to dig in, and I didn't have the one of the forks. So I said, Adam, just run it really quick. It's right there when you go in. The moment you go in, it's right there. The first register, just ask him if you can just have a set of utensils. So he's like, okay, very simple, right? Very simple, very clear directions, straight in, right there. And I waited, and I waited. My food's getting cold, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And I'm like, well, what the heck is going on? Like, it wasn't crowded in the store. And I'm like, what's going on? And finally he came out, and I'm like, Adam, what happened? And he said, they didn't have any at the register. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, of course they have it, because when people come by with the buffet, they
ask, do you want utensils? Yeah.
So he goes, and I'm like, so what did you go in and do? What exactly did you say? He said, I went in and went to the first register, and I asked, where was the cutlery? So they sent it back to the meat department.
They probably thought of like giant like meat cutting knives.
Was meat. So I'm like, the cutlery. I'm like, why is it complicated? And it's just a spoon.
No, to me, like those big words, it's like complicated. Like, why are you being so complicated? Like, just say something simpler. Like, why? But it's just like basically he doesn't have to like dumb his words down because like I'm not intelligent enough. Like so it's like he uses these big words, and it's like why can't you just say this?
Right, exactly. Oh, we love him. You gotta love him. But he really, I mean, the sweetest, like the sweetest heart.
Yeah.
He just the spirit of him, just sweet. You know, he's just a very, very, very nice, decent, well-raised. Thank you to me. Well-raised boy. Like he's just nice or decent. You know, he's just decent. So yes, like he gets aggravated quickly when so the next year they had the drawing or like the voting for the king and queen. So I guess he liked the notoriety. I guess he loved it. So the next year when he was a senior, because he was a junior, he was the king for the junior year. So the next year, so he entered again or whatever. But this year they were gonna put like a different kind of like a twist on it. It was gonna be like a little bit more complicated. So they went up there and kind of like everybody had to give a speech. Everybody grabbed the mic.
I think the first time it was like voting. This time you had to like work for it.
You had to work for it to give a speech, but he said he already could tell like how the votes were rigged because of the climate. He knew who was going to get voted that year. They kind of like want to send messages at times, okay? So they were going to send a message that year to embrace kind of like everybody, and he knew he was going to be out of the running. When he got up and he found that, he literally had the mic in his hand, took like, you know how the mic dangles? Took the mic, dropped the mic, and walked out. So that's like another side of Adam, okay? Like he's like, I'm not wasting my time.
I mean, it's like basically it was gonna be a waste of time. Like when you know like how things are kind of like where people are gonna lean. Yeah. Like it's like okay.
Yeah, he already knew like it was like no matter what he said, he wasn't going to win that year. They were trying to send a different type of a message that year.
So he dropped the mic. He's like, basically, I'm out. Yeah. I'm not basically doing this. Like, Adam.
I know. Oh, Adam.
I know one of the teachers he had. I had him too. Actually, totally different experience. When he had Adam. So when I saw him, he was like, how's Adam? But I remember the year he had him because like I loved him. He was like an amazing like social studies teacher, and the year Adam had, I'm like, don't ruin like the reputation. I'm like, I really liked him as like, can you just like basically behave? Of course he couldn't. And we used to have like these big like like I don't know, like websites where we could like do like class posts or whatever. And I guess Adam like wrote something like inappropriate in the thread, and like they had to delete the whole like class thread because all the work that was done because he wrote something inappropriate in the thread. And so like that teacher was like, how's Adam? Like when I saw him, and Adam's just so busted.
Yeah, no, he really is.
But I was always known as Spencer's sister. So like I was Spencer's sister, and then how's Adam? Like, girl, who was I? Girl, in the mix between those, like the two of them. Like, girl,
you have a reputation for yourself.
No, girl, I was always, you're Spencer's sister. And then now when they see me, how's Adam? You have a younger brother, right? Adam, how's Adam? Like, he's fine.
Okay, so show that one. There he is, right there. So this is Adam accepting his kingdom.
Oh, wait. Okay, so you're gonna hear us screaming. There he goes. Okay. He's this one. He's getting the crown.
There's a mascot.
Yeah. Busted Adam.
Yeah, I know.
So funny. Girl went down in a sweater, all dressed, all like nice.
I know.
Girl, I can't. He's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mike dropped that was kind of smooth. No, very. They said he's the main character. Yes, main character energy for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Not bothered attitude.
Not bothered at all.
Don't care what people think. Like we were saying earlier, like why care what people think? Yes.
Thank you, Jeanette Griggs.
Oh my God, you are too good to us. Girls, work coming on tonight.
Girl, you're so funny.
But we really seriously appreciate it.
Feels good to be back.
It does, right?
MADCURLS in.
Just have to just push. I think. Well, they said if you do things 17 times, it's a habit. No,
I
we gotta do things.
I thought it was like 90 days or something. It's a habit.
Guys, what is it? 17 times. You do something 17 times. Hi, sweetie. You want to say hi to the kiddos?
Guys, what is it when you say something, when you do something like 20 days, 30 days, 90 days?
Can you sit down?
27 days.
Sit down. You're not getting my M&Ms. Sit down. Sit down. Little boy. Yeah, move out the way. If you had one last night called, oh my God, chocolate and peanuts.
Yeah, I like wrestled him to the floor. He has like the jaws of life. Once something's in his mouth, it's like fighting him to get it out.
Yeah,
but I pulled it out and it was like still intact, but it was a peanut butter M&M chocolate. All that. I was like, well, don't fall apart. I was like, because no one's going to no hospitals tonight. Who's
the new one doesn't know doggy? He's doggy.
He's 3.
He's a dog and he's doggy.
21 days.
Oh, 21 days. Okay.
30 days to make it a habit.
Yes.
Doggy's getting so big. Is he? Is he putting on a little weight? Because he's not going to get any bigger than this.
Yeah, the doctor said
unless he eats himself sideways.
He should put on another pound.
He didn't weigh another pound.
He loves Chewy boxes. Chewy comes with lots of snacks.
Oh my gosh, he looks so tired. He does love Chewy boxes.
And he did the golden doodleness. So cute. He's so much company though during the day. He really is. He's just so much company.
He's so sweet. and he sleeps in my room. Lately, he's been sleeping up on the pillow like a human next to me. So like I'm laying this way and he's laying straight that like next to me on a pillow, and that's where he's been sleeping at night. And I'm like, okay,
I'm like, you belong in the doghouse.
Right? I look at him. I'm like, look at you. I'm like, this is a privileged life. I'm like, you need to be in a doghouse outside somewhere. Yeah. And he just looks at me and I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm like, come here.
I know. We love him so much. He's so sweet. He just like fits right in the family. Like I feel like we're all starting to look alike. I asked that last week. Do you think that it's still a movement? I don't.
I'm seeing people going back to relaxing, but I don't know. Let's do a nationwide poll. Like I don't know. I mean, I've been seeing people.
Do you think that there would have been room for the same kind of content? I think I saw the other day about like the beauty community that they were doing things that back with that first one. Is it Flan? Who's that first one? The first channel that came up like basically doing makeup. Remember she what was that? The Asian girl that did it. Remember the first channel?
For what?
For makeup in the beauty community, like doing videos on how to put on makeup.
Oh, Michelle Phan?
Yeah,
Michelle
exactly.
Phan?
Yeah, so that was when like you could draw in the views. You could like do a smoky eye and they said get millions of views. Now there's 1 million smoky eyes. So I'm wondering if we kind of like still kind of like doing the hair, what more could we do? What more could we like just keep like auditioning products?
Yeah, okay, 3 years later, let's see if the Cantu activator still works for us. Like those kind of, like,
remember guys, we started rolling out the
I think it started getting like boring for us. Like it was just like we weren't inspired really anymore. Like we feel like we've tried so much, and there's still more to try, but then we were also seeing the damage it was like causing to our hair, and now we even go back to the videos, like it almost makes us sick. Like look at our hair in like 2016, look at it in 2017, look at like you could like gradually see the decline in our hair like over the years, over the videos. We're getting haircuts and color, and like you could just see
right here,
the decline.
What we do is our niche. I think we love talking, we love connecting with our audience. I think we're not pushers of things, we're not sellers, we're not trying to push anything. I just sometimes, to me, it's cringe when I watch other channels. I mean, I just like sit through the content and stuff, but it's just like they're pushing stuff, like what I watch when I say my true crime or whatever else I might watch. They're pushing things, you can tell, when they talk about it too much. Even like as much as like you love Raven Elise, and I love watching her content too, you can always tell whether it's a sponsor. I'm like, pause the video, look in the box, and I'm like, okay, so they're sponsoring her today. When she talks about a product too much, it's just so obvious. And we were never comfortable being obvious like that. We just can't be obvious. If we like something, we really like something. And like the way like we talk about Curl Mix, y'all know. Like this is like a first tonight that I like did something different. I switched up, but basically every Friday, y'all know Curl Mix, the burn of the week, Curl Mix.
I think it was a combination. I think it was a combination of, because at one point we were going hard, like we were filming every single day because I wasn't working, so YouTube was the income. YouTube was the job. So yeah, we were filming, we were switching up our products, wetting our hair every single day, like doing products, doing product reviews. So I think it's that. I think we, on top of just that, we colored our hair so that couldn't be maintained, switch, like wetting our hair that much, so we weren't even like taking care of our bleached hair the way we should have been, because we were like filming all the time.
Yeah, we put brand new highlights in and go right back every single day, washing. I had no idea that you cannot wash your hair, like your hair is so fragile with bleach. Yeah. So it was good while it lasted, but no, that bleach like tore my hair up, and as much as I still
Ashley,
would
girl,
love to.
There's a seat in the back somewhere, I think, girl.
Yeah. All right. Wait. Somebody asked me. They said, "LoriAnne, have you heard of folks with MS having a service dog? I wonder how a service dog can help someone with MS." No, I kind of like did. I know, like for people maybe in the military or maybe like with their limbs or whatever. I think probably a dog can be trained to do anything. And I always say to doggy, I wish like you would run downstairs and get stuff for me, because there are like dogs that do things like that. I don't think his breed is, but he actually is an ESA dog. I got him when I was going through the divorce, like as like support, kind of like emotional support. I'm so glad
he is. He be licking tears and everything. He knows when you're upset, and he just comes and sits by you and like puts his paw on you and like look at your face. Like he knows.
He's a true ESA dog. His use is basically right here, what I'm doing right now. He does not listen. He's adorable. He's absolutely adorable. But no, and they said you can tell an ESA dog, like don't try to bring him in someplace and say like he's a service dog, because they don't act the same. A service dog is trained, okay? The service dog will sit by you in a restaurant, will sit by you in a store, will like they are so trained. this one's too friendly. You come over, he's easily distracted. He wants to be licked and hugged and kissed. And
Yeah.
So no, but a service dog does not move at all. Like,
Yeah.
They don't care who's in front of them, who calls them. They are there to serve their master, period. Not this one. Not this one. So what he's doing right now is basically what he does all day, and I love it because he's like a real life stuffed animal. He's cuddly, he's sweet.
Yeah.
He's
Ashley
not
said she got
aggressive.
Bentley as an ESA dog.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my
Bentley's-
nerves were shot.
Bentley's
And
so cute.
The use of him is like when you're renting a place, they cannot tell you not to because it goes back to the Fair Housing Act of 1976 or something. But an ESA dog, they cannot ask you, and you don't kind of have to report it. I mean, you don't want bad vibes between you, say, and your landlord. So you kind of don't want to move into a new place and then say like surprise one day when they see you out there walking your dog. But you should tell them, but you don't have to. Okay, so when I got Doggy, I knew that we had been here at that point, 18, 19 years or whatever,
Yeah.
and I knew the whole time we were not allowed to have a dog. But once I kind of read my rights, I said, she's going to flip out, and I can't take the stress, have enough stress on me. So we would always kind of run and hide them. I said I felt like
we would pack them up and put them in the
Yeah.
car and go for a drive or
Yeah.
something. Like we hid them for like a few months.
I felt like that movie. Whoever saw the movie, was it Claudine? Back in the, it was Diana Carroll, and she was on the state, and the woman would come up, the social worker would come, and all the kids would be running with toasters and TVs, and so hiding all the stuff from the state worker to check because she was on welfare, and then you can't own anything. So I said, I thought Claudine, I said, I'm tired of running and hiding when the landlord comes. I said, this is ridiculous. So one day, being LoriAnne, he's like, hey, how you doing? Like, how's your summer? And I'm like, great. I'm like, we got a dog. I said, we got a dog. So face dropped. He's like, what? And I said, we got a dog. And so he's like, you know that you're not, he said, you know I can put you out, right? And I said, I said, there is the Fair Housing Act of 1976. No, you cannot. Like I have a disability. He goes, do you have documentation? Yes, I do have documentation. So I ripped up the letter from my multiple sclerosis doctor, and I said, and I would advise you to really like close your mouth at this point because you're stressing me out. And this is why I have an ESA dog, so I won't be stressed out. So let's like end the conversation on a high note. So and that was the end of that.
And meet Doggy.
Meet Doggy, right?
But he's really a good boy. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't
doesn't.
destroy anything. You know, pick up his poo in the yard. Like he's a good boy.
He's the cute.
He's a good boy.
He's so calm. He really is.
He's a good boyness.
Angela, I'm feeling fine, honey. I'm feeling feeling good. You know, the divorce is over. I'm coming back to good health.
Stores self-made. She is. After I said, I was like, you need to like seriously like get into law somewhere now in your life. Like you totally should.
I know, because I'm always reading up on something.
So a song said, "Okay."
You know, you have to because people be taking advantage if they think you don't know stuff. So, no. You have to know things. I said last week, you got to advocate for yourself in this world.
Hey, sweet face.
He's so
You
cute.
did this, sweet honey bun.
Yeah, so we took him yesterday when Josh took him to the doctor because, seriously, I act like he's a baby. Well, he is like our baby. He doesn't get left with anyone ever. He has never been babysat for, ever. And so our days are so stunted because I don't leave the house because he can't come. He's not invited in all circles.
Girl, he's so content. I'm gonna go lock the door so we don't get busted up in our head. All right.
Right, I know, Timon, right? Maybe he hasn't gotten the memo yet. I think it's like a battle of the minds kind of thing. I don't think like he's probably seen this side of me, and it's like kind of like beat me down to submission. But I'm free as a bird now, so I march to the beat of my own drum, and I'm glad that I have like a legal team behind me, you know, to orchestrate this for me because like right is right. Why go through all of that? Why go through all that we went through? It took weeks and weeks and weeks to come to a settlement. It's ridiculous. He fought me on every turn, everything. To the point, like at the end, like I'm like I got a doctor's note. I'm like I cannot go to court. I am like this is breaking me down. Tay even took over the phone at points. I'm like I just cannot talk. Like my mouth. I don't know. I think it is something with MS where like you're cognitive. I couldn't grasp words as chatty as I am. My vocabulary, I literally could not string two words together because of the stress. My mind just shuts down. And anybody that knows us back from 2018, and it's all first started at that year, like the whole like divorce thing and all that. One day we were talking Friday Night Live. For those that don't know the story, for those who do, just bear with me. But for those that don't, we were going like this through a Friday Night Live, having fun. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't think. I was giving advice about relationships and how to date and what to look for, and then all of a sudden, a deer in the headlights, because it was in the back of my mind, like what my life was like, starting to unravel and what I was going through, and it overcame me. Like, I don't know, I just shut down. I couldn't think of words. I couldn't think of anything. So that's when you were like, okay. So I just got up and walked off. Like, seriously, like live right now. All of a sudden, you guys just see me go like white, and just I get up and like walk off. And so then you're like, well, okay. So you're like, well, I guess that's the end of Friday Night Live. Like, you had like carry it for yourself.
Yeah, and I was like,
then,
no, well, LoriAnne's fine. I was like, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
And
so then you're like, Mom, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I can't think. I'm blocked. I said, it's the stress. So then I said, but if I don't go back on, like right this very minute, I'll never go back on. I'll be so afraid to go on. I'll be like embarrassed. I'll be afraid. So I said, no, we're going to have to go back on. We're going to have to turn the camera back on and explain what happened, because you guys like didn't know my life. You didn't know anything I was going through. You really didn't kind of like know who we were. You just saw us as just women with like doing hair and, conversational during the videos, but you really didn't know our life. It just, I guess, to some people it looked like Cinderella stories, people said. And so that's when we seriously owned our channel, and like the MADCURLS fan was created.
So the MADCURLS fan basically was born after that.
Because like we were real, like you guys saw we were real. We had real struggles. At that point, we were on food stamps. At that point, we were about ready to be thrown out of here. It was very, very scary.
We were like days basically
guys,
from like eviction, and y'all came through and basically like saved the day for real. Like, money was being sent to our GoFundMe, which like you guys didn't even know we had like a GoFundMe.
Yeah, I had started
or whatever.
a GoFundMe, but I didn't share that with like the MADCURLS. Well, there was no MADCURLS fan at the time. We didn't share that, so I had to start it with like friends and family that I knew, because we were on the streets at that point, and so we had to. So then that night we shared everything. You guys did not know about the MS at that point. Nobody knew I had multiple sclerosis. I'm like, you guys see me here, but you have no idea how I'm like crawling away from the camera. Some days are good, some days are bad. I'm dizzy. I'm like all over the place. You guys didn't see any of that. So that night, that's when it kind of was.
It all came out.
It all came out at that point.
Thank you, Anna Banana. That's a cute name. Thank you.
Banana.
Yeah, no, like literally, like you guys like saved our house basically that night. Like all like MADCURLS fam came through, which to me like will still always blow my mind, because like strangers on the internet really cared about us that much. Like, and our GoFundMe had been up forever, and there was like barely anything in it. We were like, what the heck are we gonna do? And we were still on live like this, laughing, joking, just still trying to like be MADCURLS, and like you just couldn't, like you broke under the stress of like basically trying to be like fake when we were going through so much. And then once like we shared, like MADCURLS fam like came through like a wave, like strangers on the internet like blew up our GoFundMe.
And they still talk about that. That was a bone of contention during the divorce. She came into all that money. She didn't give me anything. I'm like, no, I didn't give you a $1 dime. I said that was meant for MADCURLS. Me and Taylor, we needed a roof over our head, and you could enjoy the roof too. Yeah. But like
the money was for bills. We were so behind.
Let me hold 200. Hold 200 for what? Are you kidding? No,
it was for rent.
Like, we are ready to be on the
payments.
streets.
Like
No, so that money was not like holding
electricity, food, busted.
No, so that definitely.
And like that was so weird to say. Like we took it for the family, like for the rent, for the roof over our head, for the electricity, the heat. Like that's just the way it's always said. Like you guys took them, like, and we put it back in the house. Like that's what it was for.
Yeah,
like
it paid the bills. It kept us here. It put food on the table. All of that stuff. So that he's been bitter ever since. I think because of the whole thing, like I always said, you reached back, girl, and got me. You reached back. Like my job was over raising the kids, and I was just here with no prospects, no future really. And then like the channel started kind of like that was like the initial channel starting, and you just kind of reached back and gave me something to do every day, and I love that. And I think it kind of made me independent, and it kind of made me feel like people know us, like like you guys would make us like feel like celebrities. We'd be in New York or something. I think he couldn't handle that. He could not handle that we were a brand. He always wanted to be a brand. He couldn't brand himself, but like we were branded, like we were MADCURLS, and he couldn't handle that.
Sarah, that's gonna make me cry, LoriAnne. I know we always start crying, getting busted when we tell this story, but like no, like seriously, strangers on the internet, like
I know,
basically saved us that year. Crazy. That was crazy.
It was awful.
Yeah. Come on, guys. here we are.
Is that a question for us? Spirited Away. Where are they at with the house being for sale? Because last week we shared that we got a stay of
Execution. Yeah, no, so, yeah, she was selling the properties together because there's like our house and kind of almost like an in-law kind of suite like behind the house. But she typically she was selling them together, but like typically she'll rent each property out as like their own rental property. So I thought things was over when I noticed someone was moving into the back house, and she's like, yeah, like she got new tenants, and so like she took the house off the market. She renewed our lease for another year, and so like it's not on the market right now. Everything is just, we're good for another year here, and the back house got rented out. It's not being, they're not selling the property at this time. So, hey, which is so good because I live 10 minutes from my job.
I think it's easier said than done. I think people at times put a whole lot of stock into what they own, and put a whole lot of value sometimes. And
hi, Blackberry.
People are entitled to do that. But like sometimes, like I may put like for instance, that Nordic trap. Like who would give away something like that? Resistance working or not? Like I'm always trying to put a price tag on something, And like I would give a pair of rusty dusty speakers away. Like somebody like seriously like just gave it away. I'm always trying to think. Well, maybe because like our situation, we always need like financial help.
I have. Because we've been wanting to start like a Poshmark and stuff. We just haven't like done it because we love like to shop, and especially this year, like, being a first year teacher, like I'm making basically more money than I've ever made, like having like a full-time like real job, and like my district pays well. So like I like to shop. I like to have cute teacher outfits. That's just my thing. But some of the stuff I'm like, I don't think I'll wear again. So like I've been wanting to start a Poshmark and like sell some stuff. I just haven't done it, but I'm like, I really need to.
They said grab an item. They said take a picture of it. They said in post
it.
Are you kidding? Like I have to do the write up and the gram.
Iron it. I don't like things looking wrinkled. It's a work.
Like not before, but like before the MS, after the MS, during the MS. Like I had like a huge wardrobe. I simply just don't go out like that anymore. I'm a little bit older now. Not saying that I'm in the grave, but I'm like I just don't go out. And at the time when I was going like to church, like beautiful. I mean, my store was J. Crew. Everything brand new, price tags, all that stuff. Like I just love to shop, but just the stuff. It's still classic. It'll never go out of style. And I just don't know how to list, and like...
Yeah. So, T-Moms, are you selling earrings? Yeah, I've been finding... I went psycho lunatic beginning of the year buying tons of different earrings off Shein. I probably seriously have over 100 pairs of earrings because it's crazy. All the different crazy types or whatever. And now I find myself just being simple. I wear my gold hoops every single day. So I've been looking at my drawer like I need to sell some of these earrings too because some of them aren't even worn. Some of the stuff I have is just not even worn. Like, most of it is like, it's like, okay, I have this, bought it last year, I didn't wear it. I'm not going to wear it this year. I'm like, I need to sell this stuff. Like, I can't. Most of the time, I just throw stuff in a bag and give it to the Goodwill. Like, I just give it away. But I'm like, a lot of the stuff has price tags on it. Like, it's still new. Like, I could get some money for this basically to supplement all, like, the new things I want. Like, out with this stuff and in with some new stuff.
When I think of, like, this is, like, maybe the second go round, but when I think of, sometimes you just get overwhelmed and you just get tired. Until I found out that the Goodwill may not be all that it's cracked up to be, but just like carts and carloads full of like just clothes, skirts, coats, all that. Like I just like gave it to the Goodwill, thinking, well, I don't know what to do with it. I know I will never wear it again, but I don't want to like throw it away. At some points, like you just get sick of the stuff. But I'm like, okay, at least I'll just like give it to the Goodwill. And I didn't know like the Goodwill isn't as good of a will as it should be. So, but no, now like all right, so. Turn these things into money, but oh my god!
And I think we have a Poshmark there. We just haven't put anything on it. We call it MADCURLS Closet.
I know.
Or like we wanted to even like start with like a little website, MADCURLS Closet, and just like frequently like just upload stuff that we buy and like we don't want because I'm in like different sizes or whatever, different styles. But we just need to do it. Maybe this summer.
Yeah,
but,
definitely. Yeah, because. They always say when things are low, like look around your house, like look around, like your hobbies, like what are the things you like? When people say they want to start a YouTube channel, they said start with like what do you like to do? There's always a genre out there for something, and it's amazing how sometimes I'm like curious about things and I'll YouTube it and there are videos about it. Like people have thought of the idea.
Yeah.
So
sounds like a summer project while school is out. Absolutely. Yes. I know. I'm so quick to like volunteer for stuff, and you told me you're like slow down because like I volunteer for stuff and then I get like super nervous, but then it ends up being fine. So we had at school this week a kind of like orientation or like get to know the school for 5th grade parents who have 6th graders coming in. And so we don't, in our contract, we don't have to go to these kinds of things, but I'm like, I felt like it would look bad if I didn't go. I'm like, I'm still kind of trying to make a name for myself in the district, so like, I'm gonna volunteer, I'm gonna show that I'm useful, like, beyond just, teaching, so I'm gonna go to things. I am gonna be a 6th grade teacher there next year, so let me go and meet some of the 5th grade parents. And I literally thought, I'd never been to one, so I thought really it was just like administration, kind of up there, giving kind of like an overview, and then they'd be okay, and here are the 6th grade teachers, and like we call it a day. But no, there were like stations, and we had to give a presentation, and I had no idea until like I was kind of like talking it over with the team, and they were showing me a slideshow, and they're like, okay, what slides do you want? And I'm like, huh? And they're like, slides, like you gotta read a slide. And I'm like, I do, like, I know I've been here for a year, but like I'm still kind of new, and like I feel like you said, it was like the blind leading the blind. I'm like, they're coming in really wanting to know stuff, that happens in the middle school, and I'm like, I can speak on the agenda and the schedule and this and that. I'm like, but not really. I'm like, but I ended up like reading about the agenda, and like that night I got to be the button clicker because I said yes. But then like I came home and I talked to you, and like I really couldn't sleep, and I was just like, I was really anxious, I was really nervous, and I went in, and like my team leader, she's so amazing, like she just calms my nerves, and I was just like, I'm just really freaking out about this. I'm like, and I really feel like this is like kind of like an opportunity for me to just sit and kind of see how these orientations go. I've never been to one. And so she was like, I really think, she's like, it's okay if you just read like one slide, just so like you're not the only teacher not reading something. She's like, it's gonna be okay. She's like, but if you're really not comfortable, like you don't have to. But I ended up being comfortable. It ended up being fine. But I'm just always volunteering for something, and I'm busted.
Y'all helped me with the Goodwill. Like I know my memory, MS. I know there was something about Goodwill. Like you drop the clothes off thinking that they're going to donate them to.
Do they mark the prices up too high or something?
Yeah, they take them and you think like they're going to donate, but they actually
they slap a price tag on them.
We do know that they sell because like girl, you own that hard now shopping.
Wisdom is better. No, I don't see myself in administration. No, and actually recently I wanted to, like tomorrow. Well, I'm supposed to be writing my paper, but I really kind of wanted to go and thrift. I really did.
Yeah, so all right, so
I really did.
That.
Yeah.
But, all right, so people know because you walk into the Goodwill and there's price tags on things. But what is like the tea on that? What's the shade? What do they do? Somebody told me one time, like, don't feel
like there was some tea. Yeah, someone was like,
donate
something odd about the Goodwill or something.
To the Goodwill. I don't remember. See, that's what I get for spreading stuff, girls. I don't remember. Let me Google. Let me find out what's up with the Goodwill and what they do with your stuff.
Go on the Google, girl.
Girl, why not? Anybody know? Oh, okay. Endometriosis, Kiki said, because Miss Vid, who we went down there, like we won the trip. You guys helped us win the trip like a few years ago.
Honey's Handmade.
Honey's Handmade. The owner, she's very active, like talking about that, discussing endometriosis because she has that. I don't know anything really about that. Just kind of like we talked a little bit when I was down there because I had the MS and she had that, and we just kind of like were like sharing our struggles and stuff. But so Kiki said I'm 24 years old, just had my birthday this month, and it's gotten to stage 4 already. If you're lucky, you only get infertility. Okay, so wow. Yeah, that makes it's a shame when you have these illnesses. Sometimes they call them silent illnesses, like where you have to pick and choose. Because I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm dizzy, I'm struggling, but if they could decide to go straight to a wheelchair, you have to try to like bargain with yourself. Well, I could be like this, right? It's these illnesses are rough, and you just navigate life the best way you can, but it's not fun, and really to be so young. But when I was very young when I first got it, and didn't really pay any attention to it because I didn't even know what the term meant. I was aware of it because I had a family member one time that had that. And that's all I knew about it. And then I think that was when I was 24 when I first heard about it. And then I went on basically to live life. Then when I turned 30, we had gotten insurance that covered everything, and I could go to the eye doctor, and I did. And that's when they saw something in my vision field. They said, it was optic neuritis at the time. And so that's kind of like sometimes one of the first symptoms. Again, I took it in stride because still I didn't really see anything. They put me on, the all-star, like the steroids and all that kind of stuff, but I really didn't see anything, nothing like this. But fast forward it, another 20 some odd years, and I definitely see the progression. Now I see how they call it a progressive illness, I think it probably would not have progressed as much if I wasn't under the stress that I was under in this last year, unnecessary stress. And my mother gets so upset about it. She's like, you've got to stop, you've got to stop, you've got to stay away. I'm like, I can't. And she knows that. She says it as a mother, knowing that there's no really truth to that. How can you pull yourself out from stress when you've got to be like right there in the thick of things? So, but absolutely deterioration from that mess. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It's a shame. I get like so upset sometimes, but no sense in dwelling on it. It is what it is. It's not going to go back. It's not going to reverse. So once you lost it with MS, you lose it. And you just hope to kind of hold on to what like you do have. So I can walk now, but once like I can't, then I've lost that ability. So I think that's why I push so hard to stay on. I was like, call it my two stilts, because I wanna keep walking. But no, it's a shame like when you lose it, the ability. Like I noticed tonight where I tried to put like this is easy. I can pull up the sleeve, but when I try to do it on this arm, the fine motor skills, like it's hard to grasp the shirt and try to pull it out. But I noticed that tonight, little by little, I noticed little things. I'm like, okay, a little bit more progression. I didn't notice that I struggle. My hands don't grasp the material to pull it up. So, but you like it's always just so cliche. But try to stay positive. Navigate your life best way that you can, and really like just don't apologize. I kind of like learn to not push myself. Like the other day when I was Josh, we were so excited. I'm like, Tay's gonna come home and we're gonna all go to Stu Leonard's, like one of our favorite places to go. And he was like, yes. By the time like you got home, I just didn't like feel like going, and I felt like I'm the one that basically started the whole thing, for, like organizing it, wanting, hey, everybody want to go to Stu Leonard's, and I'm the main one that wanted to back out. But I just know how far I could push myself. I had been to the doctor the entire day. I was up bright and early because my appointment was at 11 a.m. I had to go down like an hour away. To where my doctor is, and so that was very, very tiring. Then to go to the appointment first, it was a female appointment. I had to do the whole mammogram thing and then the other stuff, and it was just like a long day. And so that's the last thing I wanted to do at that point was walk around Stu Leonard's. But and so I speak up because I'm only going to be the one suffering for it if I don't. And you just never make me feel guilty.
No, because like I know, like sometimes you can have all this energy. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and this, and then I can do a few things, and then once I sit down, it's over. They even say like once, like you come home from work and like they're like don't sit down if you have other things to do, because like once you sit down, basically like you're not gonna get back up again. Like you're not gonna want to do it. And I find that to be so true. If I come home and like sometimes I'll have all these ideas and I'll go into your room and she has like this big comfy chair and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna sit down here, have a quick conversation, I'm gonna get stuff done. But like I melt into that chair once I come home, and then like it's over for the rest of the night. Like I can't get up out of that chair, or like I lose all my energy. So probably you guys were like waiting for me to come home and you just like got really relaxed, and then I came home and it's just like no, never mind. Like I'm comfortable now. So
well, that's okay, Kiki. I'm glad you stopped up by the channel. I never know what brings new people to the channel, but sometimes I suspect who's the other one that's always on here that has MS and looks for like what I have to say about it, because she has and suffers with that. She was on here last week. I'm sorry, MS memory. I forget, but I'll know your name when I see it.
maybe she's not here.
If she's not here, okay, I'll know when I see it. But I never know what will draw somebody to the channel. It's not like I'm all over like social media, like on Instagram and talking about it and all that, but people that know MADCURLS and know and seen our videos. And after 2018 and the debacle that night, like I was out free with like I have MS. I didn't feel like I had to hide it anymore from everybody. I don't know why I hid it to begin with. Like people are not perfect, but I just felt like everybody looked to me all the time to be the strong one.
Maybe it just wasn't something you were like comfortable sharing.
Yeah.
At the point, like I don't think we were really sharing our lives at that point, really, or like being personal.
Maybe I always went like rogue. I was outspoken in a fun kind of way, but as far as like giving our personal life and our stories and what we're about, I don't think like we got that deep. Like you guys knew my personality a little bit, but I don't think you guys really kind of knew like the other side of me. And I felt like maybe that would take something from me, because everybody admired me so much, and I felt like if they knew I had like this illness and sometimes I can't walk or sometimes I can't talk, like then you guys wouldn't maybe look up to me. And I like when people glean wisdom from me, because I am of an age where I like to share my wisdom with people.
Thank you, Enzo, for the Cash App. Or is it El Bossy? El Bossy. Hey, and Alicia. Thank you. Sorry, Cash Apps are coming through. Thank you so much.
So I look for that. I kind of like look as I'm talking at times to see if there's anybody on there with
There
some
she
sort of
is. Hey,
silent
El Bossy,
illness.
thank you.
Right
El Bossy, she said cash out.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, so I look for that. See if there's any questions ever in the chat of anyone kind of inquiring, someone that could be newly diagnosed with something, especially, my heart is, MS. I'm going through MS, and so
There's Alicia
I'm
Cooper.
a walking,
Thank you.
talking example. So anyone that comes on here, but that's a new one, the endometriosis. So, but.
Brown Kerr, the advice, interactions, tea, so much fun. Yeah, I was talking to a coworker today, and I was saying, like, I was going to go to happy hour. I was like, but, we have YouTube Live tonight. And she's like, what do you guys talk about? And I was like, honestly, anything and everything. I was like, we talk about hair, we talk about celebrity news, we talk about personal lives, we talk about diseases, music, topics are thrown out. I'm like, the chat kind of leads the conversation, and I'm like, we talk about anything and everything. I was like, on our live streams, and I love it.
Of channels. Like, I'm gonna jokingly say this because by no means I made it very clear last week. Like, I am so not on the market, but say like I was on the market. Like, I would love the channel because you guys have seen me. When we were first on the channel, everybody loved LoriAnne, and you saw us fall apart, you saw us like lose everything, you all saw me go through a divorce, and one day you'll see me with a sickening man, okay? But no, definitely not me. I'm saying that right now. You're like, Ma, don't say that.
Girl, you can't say definite. I was just telling Josh today how you don't like speaking in definitives, and you never always definitely.
I know.
Like,
I hate
girl,
definitives.
you don't speak in definitives.
Yeah, everything is not always and never.
Yeah.
I hate definitives, but at this point. Girl, I just came out. Guys,
you just came out, so you're not ready.
That's the last thing. And I'm not, and I don't even know what's out on the market. Like that night, 2018. Yeah, but like what you doing? Nothing. What you doing? No, like I really have.
What you doing?
I'm 55 years old. Like I've done it all. I've seen it all. Like it takes a lot to impress me. I don't need no empty wallets. I make it very clear, like some financial help. Like that's the only thing that basically would get me to look and maybe like. Take like a little glance. Okay, I'm gonna be like Edward the King back when, and he wanted that woman, Mrs. Simpson, back in England, and he left the monarchy because he wanted to marry the divorcee, Mrs. Simpson, and she wanted him to put his money where his mouth was. He deposited 50,000 pounds, whatever, into her account. She was married. He pulled it from the husband, and the husband basically like gave her, okay. But he put money in her. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Don't what you doing? Or if I'm like, oh my God, like I have like this bill. I'm juggling. I don't know how to do. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. Like, if you hear me, then help me. I love it. If you hear me, then help me. I love T-shirt. Okay.
Yeah, if you hear me, then help me.
I'm talking to you. I'm venting. I'm having conversation with you, and I'm sharing something with you. And so, like, I have answers. Okay. And so if I'm saying, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. I don't know what to do. Yeah, no, I hear you. That turned me off so much. Turn me off so much.
Well, let me let you go,
right?
So you can figure it out.
Right. Yeah, oh my God, let me let you go.
Well, let me let you go. Okay, well, let me let you go.
Don't fall back, okay? Because nothing's going on over here but bills, okay? Yeah.
That's the best. I want someone to put money on my books, too.
Because it's hard not to. Like, really, at my age, I can't really travel because I have MS, okay? So, whining, dining, taking me on trips, cruising, all that, like, I don't enjoy that kind of stuff because I know my limitations, and most people like, girl, like, baby, keep on going. That might be your personality, but it's not mine. I've been very reserved and pretty much of a homebody anyway, so I'm not trying to go out here and do everything that everyone else is doing. I kind of like sometimes that I can kind of hide behind my MS and not have to do things, and I have limitations. It puts limitations on me, and I accept them because I've lived life, and I've never been much of a traveler and all of that. I'm probably boring as heck. But it works for me. So that's really. I like conversation. I like people that read. I like fun movies. But basically, conversation. I just really like that. But and help somebody that cares. Loyalty. Loyalty. Love that. All right. So, but other than that, what really can a man my age really do? Like, I don't know.
Have a nice conversation. Companionship.
Yeah,
go watch movies.
Mm-hmm.
Eat some good food.
Food. We love food. I don't mind going to a restaurant or whatever, But,
is courting a thing ananymore? Courting, like dating? Someone
has to appreciate my limitations and not make me feel guilty about it and put pressure on me. Well, can you at least? Ooh, guys, don't say at least. Do not say at least to me, like minimizing like my struggle. Well, can you at least, you want to do this? No, I don't really feel like doing that. What about this? No. Well, can you at least do this? Like, don't do that. That's stress. Can you at least? I can do whatever I want to do, but I'm telling you that I cannot do this. So don't keep like rattling off activities for me. And then now you get frustrated because I saw something on Facebook the other day that said, as much as you might get frustrated or annoyed with me for backing out of things, think how I feel, which is so true. Okay, so like you might be annoyed, gosh, she don't go nowhere, she don't ever do anything. No, I really, really don't. And so, but imagine when you keep asking me, putting that pressure, imagine how I feel every time I have to say, no, it's just not a good time. No, I don't really feel good. Like, how many more times can I say I don't feel good where people kind of be like, it's an invisible illness. Nobody really believes it. You guys see me sitting here made up, talking, clear as a bell, and it's hard to grasp sometimes. And so you have to be in my world. I think it's going to be very hard for me to let someone in because you have to really understand the struggle and accept it and still care about me even though I'm going through this and you want to share like that journey with me. Like, I don't care like what you look like, how you walk, how you talk. Like, I love you for you. That's what I'm looking for, not somebody putting pressure like a child.
Well, girl, you gotta be open to it, girl.
Child, what can you do? What can you do? Will you at least do? Oh my Lord, help me.
See, Frank got engaged a few weeks ago.
Good.
Congratulations! I'm excited.
How you land?
Was it like a surprise? Like, oh my gosh! Like, was it a surprise or was it like something you guys like talked about? See, Essie, that's what I keep saying. I'm like, girl, that's what you can't speak in definitives. I'm like, you're not ready right now. I'm like, because it's still so fresh and new, but you don't know what you're going to feel a couple years from now.
But one day I could be looking at the lemons at the grocery store.
That's what I said. I was like, you're never going to meet somebody. The other day we had a plumber come and he was cute. And I was like, Mom, like he definitely looked like he could be somebody for you. And so I was like, he's cute. And like, you were just like not bothered. You came to the door basically with a pineapple. Didn't even try to like look basically like attractive. Like you came downstairs and you were just like basically like, yeah, so are this and that. And I was just like busted. You had like a bun here and like hair sticking out here.
Sure, I can do one.
Basically tried to look like, didn't even try to fix yourself up. You were not bothered. And I was like, Mom, like he was so cute. Like
my voice. I guess I have to soften my voice and say, okay, like come this way. I'm like, okay, yeah, glad you're here because
last time you were here, like
last time you didn't do the job right. Okay, that's a good way to help hold our
like,
man.
He was so nice, and I was like, Mom, like he was really cute. You were like, like had a zip up on, like hoodie thing, like half hanging off, like hair not done, glad, like you were like not trying to be cute at all, not trying to be attractive. And I was like, Mom, like okay. So
yeah. I think now is it crazy? Is it like crazy? Is it like sick or whatever? I think now that I'm truly free, it's more scary because I could be on the market. But remember the time the guy that cleaned the garage? Remember I love that guy?
Yeah.
And I was all out there basically doing everything, wanting to be seen. But like I was still like married. I was going through the divorce and I felt like I was already attached, so there was no I wasn't free, so maybe it was safer. But now that I'm completely free, like I'm not trying to be seen. I'm not trying to have anybody see me. Like, no, I'm not trying to do that. I think I was just wetting my whistle back then, feeling safe that I really wasn't free to be anybody's. But now that I really actually could be, like, I'm not trying to do that. Yeah.
Z, that's really nice. She said, no, it wasn't a surprise. I was anticipating it. We talked about it a lot. He asked my dad.
Groove back. Yeah.
I like that. That's what I say about me and Josh. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be this whole like, oh, like you want to marry me? Like we talk about it. Mm-hmm. We have conversations about it. Like the kind of weddings we have, like where we want to go, like in the future. Like, so I don't think it's going to be this great big thing, like hysterical tears running and crying. Like, like we know we want to get married. It's just like when we want to. And like someone says, are there any wedding plans in my future? In the future.
Right.
Somewhere. Oh my gosh. Remember when it was before me and Josh were dating. We were kind of like dibbling and dabbling one summer before like he graduated college, and I asked him like, do you see me in your future? He's like, I see a lot of things in my future, and like I got out of his car and slammed the door because like that was not the answer I wanted to hear. It's like I wanted to hear like because he was getting ready to go back to school, and he had always like he didn't want a girlfriend in college. Like we had just been friends, and like we couldn't have basically waited one more year, but like that summer we kind of like started like not dating, but like. We knew we liked each other, so we were like holding hands and we were like kissing that summer. Like we were actually dating, but like he still had to go back to college and finish his last year, and he went to school in Virginia. And so basically, I wanted to know basically like what were we gonna do like for the next year, and like I guess nothing until like he got back. He was going back to college,
I
and
know,
so
that was like the worst
it was. I'm like,
time,
why did we
right?
like mess over it? This so we
Yeah.
could have waited like one more year, whatever. And
Right.
but I asked him, and so I'm like, so like, you know, do you like see me in your future? And he's like, well, I see a lot of things in my future. And like, I got out of his car, I was like, car door slam, like busted.
He was so cute
like,
yesterday though, because I was so appreciative that he took me down because the boys were tied up. I don't know how tied up Adam was because when I came back he was in the bed, and when I left he was in the bed. So, but anyway, because now he's like doing classes online or something. So I reached out to Josh, and actually like you really would have felt like you felt better with me doing that.
Yeah. Because I was like, I can't
yeah.
really get any time off, like,
Yeah.
you know, Spencer and Adam. I'm like, you know, do you think you could? Like, could you? And
Yeah.
he said, yeah, like,
He was
absolutely,
here.
like, he could.
On time. When he got here, I'm like, oh my gosh, Josh, can you run the house, get me water? I mean, he's like perfect. A gentleman. He jumped out, opened the car door for me when I had to get a girl.
He got doggy, put him in the car seat.
Like, when I got
he's
out, when I got
so
home,
good.
I got out the car, walked to the house. I'm like, you got doggy, right, Josh? So, but I said to him, thank you, seriously, thank you so much for doing this for me. And he goes, Miss Wesley, he goes, I'm so in love with your daughter. I'm like, yeah, I know. He goes, so I don't mind. Like, that's what he was trying to say was that by helping me, it's making somebody who he loves, that he knows that I mean everything to Tay. So by doing that for me, it would make Tay happy. And I'm like, Josh, I know, honey, you're very love Tay, but I'm thanking you for myself now. Thank you so much for taking me down here because you didn't have to do it. Okay, so I appreciate what you did, you know?
Yeah. So it says, Tay, do you feel ready for marriage soon? It's definitely something, like, I think about. Like, I think about it more, like, for my age. Like, in July, I'll be 29. And, like, me and Josh have known each other a long time. Like, somebody asked me, like, you know, is Josh, like, the one that you're going to marry? I said, yeah, absolutely. I think, like, Josh was picked for me. Like, he is my person. Like, he's who I'm going to, like, spend, like, the rest of my days with. And so since I know that, like, I'm content with that right now. Like, he's been super understanding around, like, this whole like divorce thing, and just I'm starting a new job, and like he's not quite where like he wants to be right now. We're still like figuring it out, so like we're rushing to get married for what? Like nobody's quite set up. Like I'm not like emotionally set up. Like he knows like I want to make sure that like my mom's okay. I was like, I'm not just gonna get married and leave the house and leave her. Like I need to. Marriage comes with like now we're gonna live together, and I'm like I'm moving out, and like I'm not ready for all that yet. Like this is not the time. It doesn't feel right now. It's not the time. So like, yeah, we've been together a long time. We're both getting older. He's turning 30 next month. I'm like, we're gonna get there.
Hi, Erica Fleming.
We're comfortable right now. And there's like circumstances that people don't know, because when people hear, oh, like you've been together, like so when are you gonna get married? Like it's something we've talked about. We know we want to do it at the time. It's just not it's not the right time right now.
Yeah.
So. But we're
like,
comfortable, we're happy, and I'm fine with that.
I'll say to my sister today, people don't know people's circumstances, and people could look at my family and my, all my adult children, and God, don't they know how to leave the house? Like, I said to my sister, I said, there would have been a time, like, we would have been talking like about somebody like Spencer and Adam, like a dog, like that's a 30-year-old man, he's still living at home with mama. Yeah, he is living at home with mama because mama raised you, and daddy left, and so, and I have MS. No one knows people's circumstances, so please, folks, mind your business. Please mind your own business when you see situations, because you don't know what the circumstances are. I was blindsided in 2018. And he left after me being a stay-at-home mother, never worked a day in my life, never paid bills, none of that. So I could not have done this. They can't see me.
Yeah.
I could not have done this.
Like, me and Spencer could both go out right now and get apartments and live on our own, and with our salaries and our jobs, but it's like, why? Like, like, why? Why right now? Like, and, like, leave you? Like, nobody's doing that right now. Why? To look good for people who think that we're 30 and we should be living on our own?
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not doing that. Like,
We've
so.
always been a super close-knit family, super close-knit. That was, like, the hardest part of going through the divorce, because it was always, like, the five of us. Like, Jay and I never even, like, really went out with other couples, because it was always just, like, our family, the five of us. So when he left, it was, like, an adjustment, but like basically we closed ranks and are super close as we always have, and now it's like the four of us over here, and so that's just the way like we roll. It's the way the Wesleys roll over here, and we're super close and we look out for each other, and that's really the beginning and the end of the story. There's no like tea or anything. They're here because I so like need the emotional support, definitely like the financial support, the whole vid thing, the whole housing, where in the world would I go? Like it's just a lot of different layers to this, and we understand the layers over here, and I'm just so glad that no one is itching like to get up, be on their own, trying to be like an adult. Like they are adults. The fact that they sacrifice and see the need. Like, not selfish, like a child is selfish, but they are adults to see that though, like, their life, they're kind of so-called putting their life on hold because just making sure like their mom is okay. And I so appreciate that.
Yeah, Leah Butler, it took me a little bit to kind of come to that realization. I always say, like, I thought I had to basically be married with kids by 25. So I used to actually, like, put that pressure on me and Josh's relationship, like, in the beginning. Like, okay, we've been dating for a year, we've been dating for 2 years. Like, when are we going to get married? When are we going to get married? And we're, like, 22 and 23. Like, I'm like, we have to be married by 25, and then we got to start having kids. Like, that's, like, what I thought was supposed to happen. And then when it didn't by 25, I'm just, like, falling apart. Like, basically, I'm a failure. Like, I'm 25 with no kids and no, I'm not married and this and that. And, like, I said, even right now, I was like, I don't know what I would do with a baby right now. Like, what would I do? I'm not ready for that right now. And I definitely used to think you'd have to meet certain things by, like, certain ages. And I totally got over that.
Yeah, no, Spencer, that's what he did initially, like when everything was up in the air, he was out doing that because he gets like what is it, veteran loans, he can do that. And plus, like, Spencer's a saver. Spencer has a very good money. Spencer, like, he's a saver. So I never even, like, kind of, like, knew that was a thought in, like, my son's mind. But he, like, is looking out, like, for me for the future. So we were all, like, all doing all this house hunting at one point. But then we kind of, like, put it on hold because it's a lot. I was going through the divorce. Now we're looking, like, to uproot ourselves. It was just a whole lot. So I was so glad to get rid of that one problem and sort out, like, my life. And then, you know, depending on, like, what goes on, settlements, all of that kind of stuff, pensions, 401k, all of that, like we all can work together as a family maybe to get something, you know, at least, like, me, like, and Spencer, like, if he doesn't mind, because he made it clear, like, no, like, I'm his mom, like, he would look out for me. Hope the daughter will like it one day.
Yeah. No, like, that's literally probably how it's gonna fall, either, like, with me and Josh, or with, like, like, I don't know, but I was like, but Josh, like, knows how, like, important that is to me. I said, I'm not going nowhere. I was like, until, like, you're set up, I'm like, or she's coming, like, with us, like, wherever, like, I mean, that's just situation, and he's really, like, amazing about that, like, kind of, like, whatever I need, whatever is gonna make me comfortable and happy, like, will make him comfortable and happy, and, like, he's not caring, like, what anybody thinks, what anybody says, like, and he's really amazing with that. So, like, we have our little things, like, here and there, but he's just a really good man. Like, he really is. He's very supportive.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm comfortable with him. Like, for a while, I kind of wasn't, and I didn't want him to see, like, the struggles and stuff. And I just remember the days coming downstairs, and at the bottom of the stairs, there's, like, always a gate there because of Doggy, like, running up and down the stairs. And he always, no matter what he's doing, no matter how engaged he is in the TV program, he always jumps up and moves the gate and helps me, like, on the last step down. And so he knows, like, my limitations. He knows, like, I walk slow. Like, when you guys are going out for ice cream and you guys are in the car waiting for me, and I'm getting ice in the house, and then I come out, like, one step, one shuffle, one step to the car, you know. And, like I'm not embarrassed around him because he's used to that. I think anybody knew. Well, you all try to break my door up with my son-in-law.
Yeah.
But that little period of time, like when they were upset, remember the whole snow shoveling thing?
Yeah, last year we
Yeah.
were crying on live because
Yeah.
me and Josh had broken up last year. Yep.
And I said, like, I thought of the times I'd come downstairs and he was always there, so patient, moving the gate. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna talk to you about the man, girl.
I know, because, like, he like, I mean, nobody's perfect, and so, like, that was, like, a time when, like, we were kind of, like, going through a bad time, but, like, the good absolutely outweighs, like, any type of bad there is, or, like, our bad situations. Like, 'cause I do think, like, somebody new would have to come in and have to understand our family dynamic, and, like, Josh just understands it because he's seen it since I've known him, oh my gosh, since, like, 2008 or 2009. Like, we were friends for years first before, like, we even started getting romantic. So he's just been in my life for so long. And he just gets me.
I'm different from my sister. Yesterday was, like, a first for me because my sister gets very comfortable with her daughters, like, friends and boyfriends. Everybody's, like, family to her. I'm a little bit standoffish, but Josh is too. And I like his personality because he's not, like, over chatting, not over talkative, not trying to get into my space. He like, for lack of a better term, like, he's a perfect person. He fits right into the family. Spencer and Anna are very hard to, like, get out with anyone, and they love him when he's here. And he just fits in. You would think he was, like, a third son.
Because he's, like, not trying to be seen or just, like, loud, like, obnoxious.
Yeah.
He's just so chill.
He's just so chill.
He's so chill.
But as much as he's been in your life and all that, I've never really sat down and really not say got to know him, so I know him like through you definitely, and we've had conversations during like the rocky moments and stuff. We'd always have like sit down chats in my room and like different things about relationships and stuff. But yesterday was like the first time.
Karen M. Very true.
What'd you say?
She said most people don't go through those off times online either, right? Yeah, like
Right.
we brought it to the MADCURLS table.
Yeah.
And yeah, bust it.
But yesterday was the first time that I actually felt comfortable, because I don't feel comfortable with everyone. And though he's been around in the family and all of that, that was like really out of character for me to depend on anyone other than like my children.
I knew you guys hadn't really had time like that, so I was kind of like almost like looking forward to it, like the two of you like on the car ride, like talking, kind of getting to know each other, even though like you know him,
right?
You've known him for years, but just I don't know.
And we have like you always say we have so much in common, and we really do. And we just talked about everything.
He always
yesterday.
says I'm like his mom, and I swear he's like my mom. Like I'm like you guys think the same way. Like I don't know. You always say like people, women, girls pick men like for their fathers, but like for somehow I pick someone like you. Like he's very much like my mom in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the ride down there, and we just got to talk about it. And the conversation never got stunted. It was never uncomfortable. It was never like any uncomfortable pauses. I mean, it was just a really fun time down there.
Lele said, chill guys for the win today. All I can think about is the Jersey guy. Which is so funny because I brought him up today in the staff room.
Oh, right.
The police officer, like in the one with the jersey. Because I think we were talking about the Johnny Depp trial, and I said the only part of it I watched was the part when he was saying like Amber Heard was like the perfect woman in the beginning, and like she had this routine of like taking his shoes off at the door and getting him a drink when he came in. And I said the only time I ever heard that was with the Jersey guy when we were talking. He said that his ex-girlfriend used to come in and say he was a king, and she would make him sit down and she would take his shoes off and she would feed him his food with a fork. And I'm like, you telling me all this for what? Like okay.
Tell me why you call him the Jersey guy. For those that don't know.
Because I was teaching and we were having a sports day and I didn't have any sports jerseys, and he lent me a Kobe Bryant jersey, and it was the year like he had actually like passed away like recently, and like they were having like this sports day, and so he had like an authentic like Kobe Bryant jersey, and he lent me the jersey to wear for the day, and I wore it. Took some pictures in it. I was posing in it, and he got mad. He's like, well, I didn't say you could take pictures in it.
What?
Okay. And then he ended up just being weird. Like, he was going to take me out, and then I was literally sitting here dressed, ready to go, and I, like, called him, like, because it had been, like, he was, like, 20 minutes late. I'm like, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'm at the gym. I forgot. And then he was like, sometimes I do that. Like, literally, like, you forgot about me. Like, you forgot that we were going on a date. To, like, and, like, basically that was it for me. And then we had to find a way to, like, give him back that, like, the jersey. Because we had the Kobe Bryant jersey. And
I don't know. First of all, we had to go way out of our way. You had to meet him to pick it up, and I didn't like that. It's like he never wanted to put himself out.
Right, because you were like, no, like, we're shutting this down. Like, you really never gave strong opinions about guys, but you were like, no, like, shut this down.
He
like,
also
I don't like this
was
person.
A police officer coming over here wearing that badge. Like, I was supposed to be impressed. I said, child, I've done had lots of police officers in my life. Like, no,
girl,
I'm
busted. I've had lots of police.
I mean, like family members and stuff. And
girl, you know police officers.
I knew them, and I was not impressed at all with them. So don't think you're gonna come over here.
Yes, you guys are so good, and it's so scary how much we share. He was the one, who said he doesn't apologize. Yeah, that was the same guy. He was like, he's like, I don't do apologies. He's like, because I think about everything I do and everything I say. Basically, if I said it, I meant it. If I did it, I meant it. He's like, I don't believe in apologies. And I'm just
awful.
Like,
that's awful. You got to come to like a meeting point. Like you have to be humble.
Was he a constable? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
He was a constable. And he used to call me when
or
he'd be
sheriff.
when he was doing like his night things. He'd be sitting in his cop car with the badge, all like teeth. He was cute. He was very. You're like, I'm not impressed. Like all that grinning, all those teeth. You were like, I'm not impressed.
Yeah, no, I wasn't impressed at all.
But I was like, ooh, look at a police officer. Like,
no, not at all. And what was I gonna say? What did I didn't What were we talking about? What? Because I was gonna make a point about Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, Lele, no, that was a different guy that LoriAnne loved.
Oh, God.
Girl, which one is she talking about, girl?
You like what you see?
Yeah, the guy with the tank top, and you were like, no, I do not. But she did, because she still be talking about him. And she always gets this giddy when we tell this story.
No. Take that up for those that are new, because like we're getting new people on the channel all the time. And some of these stories are classic, as y'all can see in the chat.
I would say the police officer was worse, because I actually, liked him. Like, the like what you see guy, I was still kind of, like, in the get-to-know-him phase, but the police officer her like I actually really thought like he was cute and I actually liked him, and you just really did not like his vibe.
One of the boys that is Victor up there?
Yeah, like you really just did not, and that like upset me because I'm like, wait, I like him, and you were like, no.
Yeah, I didn't like. He was just very, very direct, very bold. The fact that he came out and just said he doesn't apologize. Like, who are you not to apologize? I did not like that. He didn't have any humility.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
And then he also said that he wouldn't really know if it was real between us, like if it was really anything until we kissed, because there's always something you can tell in a kiss, and I'm like,
oh,
that doesn't put any pressure or anything. Like,
I know what I don't like. It happened to me when I was trying to like dibble and dabble out there initially. Like I said, when I was like going through the divorce and I just wanted to see like what was out there, so I started talking to a guy. I think it's a mind game. I don't believe it. I think it's a doggone lie. And I'm not going to put, I'm going to put bells and whistles on me and you. I think we're pretty women, and I think anybody would be lucky to have us, okay? And so when you get our attention and you get us texting you or talking to you, and then you make plans, and my plan was as simple as like, oh, I'll call you tomorrow or whatever, and the phone call never came through, and yours was like, he was going to come over here. And when they lie and say, oh, I forgot, that's trying to break you down mentally, because he thinks that I think I'm something else, and now he's going to try to put me in my place. Okay, so when he said that to me, how in the world could you forget me? We're both on Facebook. You see me posting every day. How did you forget LoriAnne?
And then to say, like, I forgot, like, to tell someone they're forgettable, like,
because
that's...
if you really do forget about someone, you don't say it. You try to say, like lie. Or my mother needed me to take her to the store or something. But when you come out,
okay,
boldly say, oh, I forgot. I'm like, okay, he's trying to break me down. He's trying to act like I think I'm somebody. He's going to try to let me know I don't think you're nothing. And so much so.
Oh my gosh, that
got you.
The guy, he was like the police officer, was also the one who was having the party, his birthday party, and he wouldn't tell me where it was. Basically, like, cause I was like, oh, like you're having a party, like, oh, like I'm not even like a party person, but I was like just making conversation, like, oh, like where's your party at or whatever. And he was like, why? Like,
no, not the preacher boy.
Like he didn't want me to go, but yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've gone out with so many winners.
Yeah, he wants to know why.
The preacher guy, the preacher's kid, who got mad because I was getting compliments in New York and he wasn't getting compliments. And then he took like the ugliest picture of me on the train. Out of like the whole day, our whole time together, like me like asleep on the train because I like had like about enough of him. I just like slept like on the way home.
Amber Heard does that mess to drive to death. She takes very unattractive pictures of him. What is that about? You know, like I always say, I'm an owner of my image. Don't you dare do that. And so for them to do that and then own it in their phone and like they want to see you begging, nope, I'm gonna take this. No, come on, like just delete that. Nope, on my phone. That's so cruel. It's nasty. It's ugly. It's jealousy because now he knew that she had like this thing with me and her MADCURLS, and we want to put ourselves in the best light at all times, like any social media people would do. And to take her drooling out of the train, like what is that about? Okay, it's disgusting. So they want to beg and plead, they handing over, please, 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 nope, I'm just going to hold on, it's for a rainy day, you know, no, bye. That's your rainy day, okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, so Ross really a film here. I know you guys remind us of these crazy things.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how many like crazy like guy stories I've told. Bust it. Yeah, no, he was from another state and he came for like a convention, and so like I always thought, okay, he'd never really been on the East Coast. I'm like, and so like go to New York, and me and Josh weren't together at the time, but like I remember like I used to love like going to the city with Josh, but we loved New York, so I was like, okay, like I'm gonna show you the city. And like he basically was like, he had been to like Paris and Milan and whatever, and so like he wasn't impressed with New York. He thought it was dirty, and I'm like, right off the bat, I think I got turned off right from the jump because he didn't pay for my train ticket.
Yeah.
So I texted you and I said, this is already over. This is already done. I was like, when the day just started, he didn't pay for my train ticket.
I was thinking with my monetary pocketbook, and I was so impressed because we were in church, and I don't want to give like the name of the organization, but it was like a high black church organization. Okay, so just think of all the organizations, and his father was like the presider of the organization. So I was like so impressed. And now the son is looking, I'm like, girl, that's his son. I'm like, you're gonna make this work, and you were not impressed at all. Like even
I
a little
tried,
bit.
I did.
Not even a little bit.
I did. I'm like, and sometimes like he was kind of cute, but not really my type. But I was like, you know, sometimes people have really nice personalities, so maybe he has like a really great personality, and like we kind of got along through text and whatnot. Like we were kind of like getting to know each other, and then he said he was coming to Connecticut for like a convention, so like we get to meet each other.
Yeah.
And
No, Mary, we can't. We always say when something happens, we give it 6 months before we tell the story. So we finally shared the story and got as close to it as possible. But I still think it's too new to divulge the name, because you guys would know the name.
yeah, no, we're definitely
Yeah.
not ever divulging the name. We don't do names here.
Mhm.
Like we say, like the police officer.
Well, we do
like,
at times.
well,
but
we definitely don't do names. We've definitely never told a name of anybody else.
except my own life.
Except yeah. So like we don't do names.
God knows I wish I could. But anyway, no, seriously.
But
So,
yeah, no, you were pushing it hard
I
because they
was.
like lived in a mansion or whatever, and you were like, and I was like,
things I would never tolerate from anybody else. I'm like, well, nowadays people go Dutch. I said so.
and they
like,
did all these kinds of things, and you were like, I'm like, with his father's money, I'm like, it's not his, like, bust it.
Right.
Anyway, like,
oh, and then the $1 million question. Tell how the question kept coming up. Like, I think like you and Josh even broke up over that. I'm like, why does it $1 million?
oh, the million.
question?
Well, me and Josh's $1 million question was different than this million, but he asked about. He said, if what was his? Like, if
His
we win
was-
the lottery, will we give him some money or
Yeah,
something?
no, he asked you, if you won $1 million, would you give me any? What? Like, that was like one time when I was a little hard on him, so I felt like I had to come and like he was there for a convention, so he was in a hotel room. So that night we went to go visit, and for whatever reason, this $1 million question came up. And I'm like, I'm so sick of this $1 million question that these guys are like putting out here all the time. I'm like, why would you need my daughter to give you money? I'm like, the question is like, if you came into $1 million, would you give her some money? You know?
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Like,
No, he very much wanted me to cater to him.
Oh my
and then
gosh,
when we
yeah.
took him out, like he let us pay for the food. So there
Yeah.
were like a few little like, as like a like who his father was. I'm like, why is he not more gentlemanly? I'm not understanding this. But it was like very much a turnoff.
Yeah, no, Stuhlers has the buffet, and you pay by the weight, as like I guess most buffets. And so because it was a church, black church, you know, with people visiting, people come to town, like you're supposed to be like the entertainer. You bring them over to your house. You're supposed to cook.
You're supposed to cook.
Girl.
We ain't doing that. We ain't do that.
So
But
instead, I'm like, this is the way we do things in Connecticut.
we gonna take you to Stu Leonard. The Stu Leonard's buffet. It's like Golden Corral or something. We're gonna take you to the buffet. But we like the buffet.
You
Stu
can start
Leonard.
here at the meat, then you can spin it up. There's the sounds, okay? So we really had it grabbing a tent and going through the line. So I thought that was something big. Little did I know, like, he would have, like, no manners, like, basically juggling. Like, we always get, like, 110, okay?
Yeah, because that stuff adds up with the weight. You pay by the weight.
Yeah,
he
no,
was
outrageous.
Girl, he didn't even eat all the food. He threw it
tried
away.
this. He's like, no, don't care for this. And I'm just like, cha-ching. No, don't like this. Cha-ching. Like, no, like, you found, like, the preside, like, you got the coins here. Like, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Like, just, like, running up the bill, the weight of the food, throwing stuff away.
But
Oh my
girl,
God.
this was your idea, girls. I was like, yep, bust it. So then I think the first day we spent together, like as like me, you and him, like getting to know him. And then like the second day, I think I was taking him to, like, we were going to New York together. So he had like rented a car, so he came and he picked me up, and we went to the train station. And I'm like, okay, so here's how you buy the tickets. We use this app or whatever. He's like, how much are the tickets? And I was like, well, I think they're like $13 each or whatever. He literally Venmo'd me $13. Like, he didn't pay for my ticket, so I was like, okay. And so I texted you, and I'm like, this is already going south. We get
It's gonna be okay.
we get on the train. This is him the whole time. Like, on his phone. Like, I'm trying to make conversation. He's on his phone. And then when he wasn't, like, texting, he was watching, like, a football game or something. And then he started telling me about some other, like, girl in our church that, like, wanted to cook him food or something. Like, that was supposed to make me jealous. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, yeah, he's like, she makes really good cornbread. He was talking about something, and I'm just like, okay. But, like, I was done with it after my ticket not being bought. So I'm like, this is going to be a long day. So, like, we get into New York. We go to, like, Times Square or whatever. And there's always just, like, you never know who you're going to meet in Times Square. And there happened to be, like, a photographer there from Instagram. And she was like, you know, basically, do you want to, like, collab really quick? Like, you know, I take photos, but I need, like, basically some subjects for my Instagram. And I was like, well, I have an Instagram. I was like, here's my following. I was like, you know, and she'll give me some, like, professional photos. So, like, we had, like, a little quick photo shoot. Like, Josh wouldn't have minded this. Boy was standing over on the side with a whole attitude. You think he would have been proud, like, basically, like, yeah, that's my girl kind of thing, like, taking these photos. He was, like, furious. And then when we were done, he's like, what am I? Am I ugly or something? Like, he just, like, had a whole attitude.
He just wasn't used to that. And then you said he was always walking like in front of you fast.
Yeah, so like I would like try like hold his arm or just like something, and he would like, he kept shaking me off, like just he didn't want to walk with me. And then like kind of like the oddest thing was when we went to dinner. We went to dinner in New York, and I was like, well, he gonna pay for this bill. So like, when the bill came, I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom because like, you're not gonna stick me with this.
I said, I'm like, how are you gonna get it?
You're gonna be a gentleman today.
I said,
like,
when around the time when you're done, push your plates away. I said, then you go to the bathroom basically and stand there till you see that the bill has been delivered to the table.
Yeah.
I said, don't go back to that table. I said, because he'll be like, yeah, no.
But then at the table, he was like talking about his Instagram messages and the type of messages he gets from like men, which was weird to me. Like, yeah, like I get hit on by women, I get hit on by men. He's like, but I like, you know, I ignore. Like, I feel like that's a weird dinner conversation to have. Like, you're telling me that men are in your DMs. Like, why do I need to? It was just very strange. It was just all very strange. And then on the way home, you know, we were sitting on the train, and then there was like, I think like a Yankees game or something, and so all these people got on the train, and there weren't enough seats, and there was like this old lady standing up, and he's just sitting there chilling. I was like, yeah, get up, and I was like, you can take his seat. I was so aggravated because like we see this woman just like leaning, like she's tired, like she's older, and he's just sitting there on his phone. I'm like, yeah, you can get up, and I was like, you can take his seat.
There's a seat right here.
Yeah, there's a seat right here. Like, I was so mad. Like, he didn't think to do that. It was just obnoxious. And then when I finally fell asleep, he took a picture of me basically asleep so I didn't have to like deal with him. And when I woke up, he was like, here's the picture I took of you. And like, I was just like on the window, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I never talked to him. Once he dropped me off at my house, I was like, safe travels, sayonara.
I like the comfort of knowing someone. Like I'm comfortable with Josh, you know, and I just like I'm sure they'll be together one day, and I just love Josh, okay? So I hate that when you feel uncomfortable and you have to be pretentious. And remember, I said that you know the father had money and all that. So now I'm uncomfortable. So when they come back, I'm like, all right, basically have your keys in your hand, like jump out the car. I said I want nobody coming into the house because it just was like that.
It wasn't what they had, basically.
It wasn't.
Don't invite him in.
It's like, how rude is that? Like somebody comes back after a long day. He was a visiting minister's son. What an honor to have him in your house. But I'm like, I'm okay. I don't want that boy in the house. I have my business all over church. Like what I have and what I don't have. I said, the house ain't clean enough for that tonight.
But remember, we took a picture together, me, you, and him, and my mom tagged him in it on Facebook, and he untagged himself from the picture, like he was embarrassed to be seen with us or something. Girl,
the nerve.
Busted. You picked out that winner, girl. Busted. You were looking. You were looking for the wrong thing. Like, he was bust the house.
Yeah, I know. I really, he did, absolutely. And we gave him like a MADCURLS made me do it t-shirt and all that kind of stuff.
Gave him free merch. Free merch.
Sure, I'll pull out all stops, girl. We had money. So, yeah, sometimes I can be so shallow. No, I think
Erica.
Anyone that was on here last week, all right, so appreciate my mindset. At that point, so the whole thing was, I was going like through the divorce at that point, and the church basically had turned their back on us. Okay, so this was a big fish to me. I felt like we were out of the church. However,
we were still being sought after.
Top of the line of the church, the presider was like still like reaching for. So I wanted that picture posted on Facebook. I mean, y'all might have like basically not been there for us, but there's somebody here bigger than you who in the world would have thought that they came from a whole nother state, and the Wesley women basically was entertained, and like I wanted that as like a photo op on Facebook, and
girl, your moment got taken from you, girl.
that's what did it for
But
me.
girl, no, that was no prize fish, girl.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, girl.
Yes, well then he did, oh no, we can't share that, there's too much, right?
I don't know what you're getting ready to say, but probably, No, okay. I don't even know what you said, but I'm just gonna say no. If you think about it, probably not. We just had an assembly, and she was saying that the weather's gonna be hot. She was talking to the dress code chick. If you have to think about it, she's like, probably don't wear it.
Okay.
If you second guessing it, don't do it. So like,
oh my gosh,
girl,
guys.
maybe you could text me because I don't even know what you said.
Okay,
I don't even know what you said.
All right, let me see. So I have to share like one of his hobbies.
Oh,
Remember the hobby?
oh my.
That's where we're just like, okay, this is a little bit more.
Now, girl,
What?
bust it.
Can you share it?
No, yeah. So he liked the ballroom dance, right? Ain't nothing wrong with ballroom dancing. Like little two-step, little swag, bag. I don't know, girl. Look, I don't know, y'all, but he want the one. God said no. You might have said yes. God said no.
Yeah, I said no. Don't feel like nothing.
Was Josh your high school sweetheart? I wanted him to be, but he wasn't trying to have a girlfriend in high school. So that's when he turned into just Josh. Like, Okay, me and Josh met on MySpace, right? Which is like, don't tell people that. That's how we met. We met on MySpace. We really did. Back when people would be like, I own this picture, and you would write their name under it, like this person owns, whatever that meant. But we met on MySpace, and then we just happened to run into each other in person one day at a carnival, and we both stopped and we looked, and I'm like, are you Josh? And then he was like, are you and I'm like, yeah, like, hey. And from that, honestly, I don't remember how he started coming over to the house. I don't know what I told you about this guy to get him to the house, but he started coming to the house, but he would literally come, we'd watch cartoons and eat cereal together for years. And then there came a few years where he would just like take me out for my birthday, like nothing romantic. He'd be like, hey, it's your birthday, let me take you out to dinner. And he did that for a few years. And we just kind of saw each other on and off when he was in college. He'd be like, hey, I'm home, can we hang out? And hanging out would be him coming to the house, eating some cereal, us chilling on the couch watching movies. That's literally all we did. No nothing. Except one of those years we ended up kissing, and I was so excited because I was like, yes, basically I was picking out my wedding dress. I was in there, and he was just kind of like, like, no, like I don't really want a girlfriend. I was like, well, don't ever kiss me again. Like I like had a fit, and we didn't talk for a while. And he was like, well, you kiss me back. I'm like, yeah, but like, bless him, like I'm not gonna be one of your little friends. I'm like, I don't know what you do, whoever, like who else's house you go to and what you do, but you don't do that here. I'm like, you're not just gonna be coming over here now kissing me. Like, no, we're not doing that. And so once I got that in my head after that, when we went back to like talking again, I was like, okay, he's just Josh. I literally called him just Josh, but you're like, yeah, he's just Josh, but kind of keep him in the back pocket because like basically he's gonna be somebody one day, so like just keep him around.
Yeah, I was in the back pocket material. Don't mess over him now.
Yeah, like so we kissed one time, and then he was just like, no, like I don't really like. I'm like, yeah, okay, well you're not gonna be doing whatever you think you're doing with me. I'm like, we're not doing that, and so we were just friends. But he would still like take me out for my birthday, but like we never did anything romantic until like that one summer before his senior year of college. Like he was just like, I really like you kind of thing, and I'm like, really, like you do? Like I had no idea. Like I really put that thought out of my head, but I always liked him. I was ready to back my sophomore year of high school, so like basically he was ready of sorts because we still didn't really date that summer. We ended up dating the following summer when he graduated. I texted him congratulations, and then he came back to Connecticut and he came over, and I was just like, look, like if we gonna do this, we gonna do this, like, and like we're gonna date. I was like, I'm not gonna be like playing around all summer with you. Like it's either we're gonna like make a commitment or we're not gonna like, or we're not. And so he's like, no, it's like I want you to be my girlfriend. Like that was that basically from there. But
he reminds me so much.
He wasn't
Spencer.
technically a high school sweetheart.
Yeah, like they have the same kind of personality. Like you definitely pick somebody like your brother, just like very like low key, not like running the streets, not like a womanizer type. Like just I think you have been the only one, like serious relationship.
I've been his only girlfriend.
I'm not saying like he hasn't dated anybody else, but like serious.
He hasn't.
Yeah.
Like like I wouldn't consider it dating.
Serious,
like
right.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like I have been his only like titled like girlfriend. Like I've been his girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and the temperament fits right in. Remember one time you had somebody who was just all personality plus, but it was too much for my personality because it was just a lot. Like it's just very like over the top, and I'm just kind of like really reserved, Like I come to life on this kind of a platform.
Right.
But
He used to come in the house, hey, like and kiss you and just be like, hey, like he was just loud.
Yeah, it was just a lot. Just a lot going on.
Yeah.
And but Josh like just fits right in.
Yeah,
everybody just like kind of like does their thing, and we're just all chill. Bubba can cook. He always does the dishes and stuff. Like he was well raised because who thinks to do that? Just to get up and start doing the dishes and stuff. So,
yeah, he is a winner. But yeah.
A church boy to the prom. Tell about your church boy the prom experience. Remember?
Oh my! Why is this all about me tonight and all the guys I took a church boy to prom, and the first date for a church boy was he took me to a church.
Who remembers the church boy story? Let's see if anybody remembers the church boy story.
The church boy story,
because they know, right? Him.
Well, nobody knows names, girl.
No, I didn't say names, but they know the experience, the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think they know the day. My prom day. From you know where, my prom day.
You remember, and then
Oh yeah. So wait. So it was the same guy. So my prom date was the same one that took me on a church date where the church guy locked us in, and he was like that. He was laying hands on anybody and everybody in there, and I told him like, please remove the mic. I was like terrified because it was before we had gone to like a Pentecostal black church. We were so like in Assemblies of God, so I wasn't used to people screaming and falling out, and like I was like so scared. And the guy on the mic, he was like, I'm gonna be laying hands on anybody and everybody here. And I was crying. I was so scared. And he came up to me, and he was like asking me, and I'm like, can you please remove the mic? I know, that's his
spirit all over you. But you were tripping. You were so
he was
scared.
like, that's the spirit. Like, basically, don't be afraid. I'm like, sir, can you please remove him? Like, I was so scared. So yeah, that was the guy that took me on the date, and then he also turned out to be my prom date. He was my prom date, but he did like prom dates for a living. That was like his sixth prom he had been to or something.
This was my daughter's first. And I was taking it dead serious. You are what did you say at the time? The Disney characters, the back props. What did you say? He was just like your escort that night.
Yeah, he was my escort. Yeah, it was my school's prom. He was my date.
Yeah, he was like the extras in the cast.
But like I said, he did this for a living, so like he took it very seriously, like the wardrobe and like the matching, and like he wanted like a top hat, cane, and cape. Right. And I had gotten my makeup done, gotten my hair done. It was a hot June day.
Yes.
I straightened my natural hair, so you know what sweat was doing to the roots. Like, and we went to pick him up, and he wasn't at home because he was shopping for an after prom outfit like 3 towns over.
Nobody asked him to do
and
that.
you had a fit and a half.
I
Like
did.
when he pulled up, you were like,
he kept trying to act like he was inside.
flavor.
And then finally, like his brother came downstairs, and you were like, well, where is so and so? And he's like,
he's not
here.
home. Yeah.
Because
I called him and he was like, I'll be right down, and we're waiting, and then his brother comes walking out. I'm like, where is so and so? And so he's like, he's not here. And I was like, literally like, oh my gosh, like when I went back in the car, I'm like, Mom, he's not here. You were like, what? Like, what? Like, I was so scared to tell you. I'm like, oh my god. And so I was like, Ma, he's not in there. And you were like, what? And then like when he like pulled up with his mom in the car, you basically just like disregarded his whole mother. Like you didn't even see.
Like,
you were like, you get upstairs and like grab your tuxedo. Like this is not about you.
I didn't know her personality. She was like basically ready for me. Like I was ready for him. And when he got in the car, I'm like, where were you? I'm like, this is not about you. You were supposed to just escort my daughter to the prom. I'm like, get upstairs and get your outfit on. And his mother's like, excuse me.
Not the outfit on.
Get the fit on. She goes, is there a problem here? I'm like, no, there's not a problem. She goes, oh, okay. I didn't think so. And so I said that we were supposed to be here at a certain time. I said, it's pouring, the sweat was pouring from you. And I said, he was supposed to be ready. And I said, and he's at the mall shopping when he knew weeks in advance.
For an after prom outfit.
After prom, like, the top hat came. Remember you had to pick the colors? Like, it wasn't even his prom. It was like your first prom. You had to pick the colors. Okay. Guys, So did she call me or something? She said she just wanted to get something straight. She wanted to just make sure there was no problem.
Me and his relationship kind of fell apart after that because like his mom was like, oh no, like basically this wasn't gonna work, like bust out, like whatever.
At the time I said that, like,
but yes, funeral dress. Yeah, my dress broke in my kitchen. Dress broke, and I had to wear the funeral dress. Yep, all same night, all same situation. Yep, same thing.
Yeah, and I told her, I said like we're so used to. Like at the time, like your dad being on time, like when he sets his watch, like he is going to be on time, and so she go, well, then you don't know so and so. She go, because he's not on time for nothing.
Yeah.
And it was true, like the tickets had been bought, like he was going, and it was a hot mess. But then, like,
and then he didn't even have like the boutonniere and the corsage. Cause he said he didn't have time to pick it up. Because he was too busy shopping for an after prom outfit, so I didn't have like my corsage. He didn't have his like is it the boutonniere? Right? Yeah, we didn't have our flowers, our proper flowers for prom because he didn't pick them up.
But I liked it, but he did redeem himself in my eyes because when you had the dress failure, the prom dress failure, the most important day of your life, it was a beautiful Cinderella dress, beautiful.
Which looking back, I think I just always wanted a dress like that, but like it was not for my like body type, shape, whatever. Like it just ate me up, that dress. It did nothing for me. It was just a great big spark, and it looked like Brandy's dress in Cinderella. Yeah, it looked just like Brandy's dress. The color, the fit, like it was a great big Cinderella dress for prom.
No, but he was there because then you had to go. You know how they do like all the staircase, all the prom gown. And all the guys and all the beautiful like pastel colors at spring, and there you were like Iron Tail, but he made you think you were the most beautiful thing there. He really supported you because that took a lot for you to go there and see all the beautiful prom gowns. You had one, but you ate yourself out of the busted nest, right?
No, girl, that's not what happened.
What happened, girl?
I don't remember, but girl, it wasn't that. Yeah, you were like, cause I got it sized, everything was good, and you were like, now just stay that size, like and you'll be fine.
Like maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and like I put it on. And I don't know. I think
the zipper wouldn't go.
You know what I think?
You had no room to spare.
I think when it's a strapless, because I'm so like heavy chested, I always size down so it's a little bit tighter. So I feel like the dress doesn't fall down. It can like support what's going on up here. So like it was even smaller than it needed to be to begin with, because I needed it to be tight so it wouldn't slide down because it was strapless. But yeah, I breathed wrong and everything just popped open. Then the zipper was up here. We couldn't zip it down.
You trying to sew you back
my mom and my aunt were trying to like sew me into the dress, and finally we just had to take it off, and I wore like this black funeral dress.
My church dress.
And what annoyed me was like that girls at the prom were like, oh, I love your prom dress, and like we went to basically an all-white school, so to me I felt like they were making fun of me, like I'm just like the poor black girl who couldn't afford a prom dress. Like this was not my prom dress. Like, oh, I love your prom dress. Like basically that's all she could afford, while I'm looking at them with like like a gorgeous dress on, and I'm wearing a dress that's clearly not a prom dress. And I'm like, oh, I love your dress. Like, girl, bye. With your insincere self, like, bust at the house, girl, bust it. Like, okay, like, you know it's not a prom dress, like, bust it.
I know.
It's like, oh, that's all she could afford.
Right.
Like, she couldn't afford a dress.
Like, do you want to trade then?
Yeah, right?
So much?
Right?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh yeah, we called them that day. That was a $326 dress.
That was the only jewel. I'm like, you go on to the prom, I'm gonna handle this.
Yeah.
So it was Lord and Taylor, which is like on the level, like, let's say, like a Nordstrom's or Bloomingdale's, like that. Okay, had no problem. Called them right up, and I said that we shopped for the dress about 3 weeks ago. I said today it is her prom tonight, and I said and we went to put her in. And I said and the zipper broke. I will be bringing it back ASAP.
We went to put her in it. We put her in it.
You sat there. We
put it on her, and it broke. Like.
So I said, I'll be bringing this back tomorrow morning. They said, oh, absolutely, no problem. So the next morning, the woman behind the register, you know those types that like, act like they own the clothes, like they're losing money? Woman, you just work at the store. Like, it's not going to affect you one way or another.
She definitely was sitting there, like, sniffing it. She was sniffing it.
What perfume? I thought you know it smelled like perfume. Like, no, there's no perfume. No perfume was used. No, nothing. She tried everything. Okay, is this a deodorant? No, there's no sleep. Like, no. She tried everything, but no.
No, we got that money back.
Like, if there's gonna be a problem, like the guy's mother said, is this a problem? I'm like, if this is gonna be a problem, I said, just get Mr. Lord and Taylor himself, because
you always say that, get Mr. and then like or Mrs. the name of the store. Get Mr. Lord and Taylor. Like, girl, who is that girl? Can I talk to Mr. Target? Where's Mr. Target?
Right,
like,
I might kind of go through like the one with the red flower and the white flower and the green flower, like. Go to Mr. Lord and Taylor. Top of the line.
Mr. Macy's.
Right.
I want to speak to Mr. Macy's.
Right. I can't go to the levels, okay? Because, well, I can't do more than this for you. Well, who can? Well, I'll go get the red flower. Then the red flower comes over. Useless. Can't do much more else. Well, can you tell? Well, the white flower's at his lunch break. I have to. Bye.
You know what's busted is that I went to a store the other day to return something, and they were like, oh, like it's over 30 days, but what you can do is you can shop around and then we can do an exchange. And so I was like, okay, I mean, I like the store, so like I was shopping around, and once I got to the register, I got a different salesperson, and I'm like, okay, like I want to do, here's like a return I have, I'm like, but it's going to be an exchange. She's like, do you want to do an exchange, or do you just want your money back? And they were, like, the people I originally talked to were acting like they couldn't give me my money back. She's like, or do you just want your money back? And I'm like, but I had already like done all this shopping. I'm like, no, I'll just do an exchange at this point. But I'm like, they were acting like I couldn't even go through the system.
Who was the one that said you couldn't get your money back?
Just a regular worker there. Okay. But like the first lady I had was kind of like older, but then she called her manager over, and he was like, oh, this is past 30 days, but if you want to do some shopping. And so once I did my shopping, and I had all my shopping, and I went up to the register, I had a different person, and she was like, do you want to do an exchange? She's like, or do you just want your money back for this? She's like, because I can give you your money back. And I'm like, and I'm like, you like. Okay, but like at this point I had some stuff that I actually liked, so I was like, no, I'll just do an exchange. But I'm like, busted. They were acting like they physically, like it wouldn't go through the system.
You said the first one was an older woman. Maybe she thought that you were just like a young girl. You were just like trying to like scam the store, just get your money back. You know, I don't know.
Well, I was at first. Like I wanted my money back for that stuff. But like, oh, it's over 30 days. So even with the receipt, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll just like do an exchange. So I like spent like an hour shopping around the store, got some stuff, went to the front, and then like the lady was like, do you want your money back for this? I can put it back on your card. She was like, and then you could purchase this stuff. And so I was like, what? Like,
I hate when stores do that. Like, you spend your money and then you might change your mind, and now they're gonna hold your money hostage. Like, well, you can have a store credit. Well, I don't want a store credit because I don't want to buy anything right now. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this experience. I want to be out of the store. I know how to find my way back to the store when I want to shop back, but don't hold my money hostage.
They didn't even have like a card they could put it on. Like, I had to shop right then there. So like okay, so you have like $46 to spend basically, and like I had to carry around the stuff that I was returning, and then like the new stuff.
Employee discount, exactly. Yeah, I just hate like the shopping experience is so different now. You know, like we could like just do things online. It's so much easier. I kind of sort of miss the experience of going in and out the stores, but not much. It was just a lot. It's just, I don't know, like I used to hate online shopping or like not even, it's not even more
Online
anymore.
shopping is so dangerous for me.
Yeah, but it's so convenient.
It
It's so
is.
like easy now. There was a time where I just didn't have the patience to wait. Stuff comes so quick now, so it's just really not a problem anymore.
Z, that's so annoying. That's all they could offer you. She said that she had to get a store credit for a return at Ulta because for some reason my chip card was malfunctioning. Okay, we can't put it back on your card. It's not working, so here's a store credit.
Yeah, they're funny.
Like-
They're tight with their money. Remember the time that we
Well,
had...
I got a return for them because I bought like a cream blush, and I keep trying to make cream blushes work, and they're just not working for me. So I'm taking it back. Probably it's going to go towards my Curlsmith vitamins. I actually really do have to run errands tomorrow because I'm out. I think tonight's my last night for my Curlsmith vitamins. And I have to buy more. So that will go towards that purchase.
Funny about their stuff, but they all get like that. Like Sephora's get like kind of funny about their stuff too. But Ulta,
right, Erica? Why couldn't they give some cash? Like, right? You can't put it back in my card. Okay, give me the cash for it then.
Exactly. They know that you paid somehow some form of money.
Brie, I have a Rare Beauty blush. It's either the color is just too dark for me. It's like the burnt kind of orange reddish color, and it's like too much on my skin. But I love it because it reminds me of like the Gingerly MAC blush that I like. I like the reddish, orangey kind of blushes. But it's just very pigmented and it's patchy on my skin. No matter what I do to it, it's just patchy, so I can't do cream blushes. So I know people rave about the Rare Beauty blushes, but any type of cream blush is just patchy. It's just always patchy on my cheeks.
Foundation, or do you just?
I do. They're like put it over foundation because like it blends but before powder. So don't put like powder and stuff down. But just when like you're kind of like putting on all your liquids, just like pat it on. I've used a beauty blender. I've used a brush. I've used my fingers. Like it just always looks patchy, and so I can't. I'm over it. I'll stick with powder blush. Like I just can't.
Yeah, no, I love that color you gave me. Who was it by? That orangey one that you finally just like, here, man, just take everything else out.
Sleek Beauty. Girl, you can bring that back.
What do you mean bring it back?
Where is it at?
Upstairs in my room,
Girl, you wearing it tonight?
Yes, I like orange.
Girl, I love orange blushes. Girl, I'm gonna come get that. Girl, I forgot about that because I've been saying lately I need a new blush.
I love it. Maybe I'll let you look at the NARS Gina, I think. It's very orange.
Okay.
Yes. And then there's also another one by Taj Mahal, also very orange.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love orangey blushes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do powder blushes. Like I love the.
I never tried Pat
What's that black owned line? What's the black owned line in Ulta? There's tons of them. Oh, they have really cool graphics. Oh my gosh, the black owned line.
Juvia's Place?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Juvia's Place. I love their
Oh, El Maquillage. I want to try that.
Blushes and bronzer. I think I use it every single day. I think I have their bronzer and blush on right now.
Juice.
Always using it. Juvia's Place.
I am always so impressed with the El Maquillage foundation commercial. They can really make you want it. All the colors are perfect for you and all that, but she's saying now that she's so it's not worth me drooling over anymore.
Do you think it's just the wrong color? I got some PR from Fenty from Ulta. I thought I was somebody the other day. I was like, what?
The box was
huge. And it was filled with Fenty Beauty makeup. I was like,
great big. I was like,
no, actually, it was a huge box for like 6 products.
Great big iffy purse.
It was huge. It was a huge box.
What was in there?
I think one of their contour sticks. There were 2 lip glosses in there. I love their lip gloss. Their gloss bomb, and there was a powder in there, a foundation, yes, a highlighter, but I think it's a highlighter we already had.
They have the right color for the foundation?
No, I'm like 210. They sent 300.
What? Why would they willy-nilly choose? Don't they know who you are online before they send it, so they can kind of gauge?
Yeah, so I think they gauged and they thought I was 300, but I think 300 is going to be too dark. But yeah, I was oh. Maybe I'm still in the game. Remember, I got kicked off the Urban Decay PR list for not posting. We laughed about that for a while. I got kicked off the PR list, but girl, I'm back on, girl.
Are you?
I get Urban Decay PR, which is cool. Yeah, I get Urban Decay PR.
Yeah, guys, remember that? I'm you're going.
You're like, you had one job. Like, just post it. Like, post the unboxing.
I was
like,
so
you had one job.
I always loved I'm sorry,
Urban Decay?
Urban Decay.
Yeah.
I always loved that. I couldn't believe you were on the.
Oh my gosh, it was 11 o'clock. Have we really been on that long? Oh, y'all, we going to bed. We going to bed. BEDDDEF, Beth. Like, we going to bed.
Summer
like,
shade.
Oh my gosh.
This is a summer shade. Yeah, the foundation you think.
Maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
if I can get a tan. Oh my gosh, all my students came back from spring break and they're like all tan. I'm like, so where did everybody go? And this one kid didn't go anywhere, but he was tan. He was like, I was just out in the sun. I'm like, you did not get that tan from Connecticut sun. I was like, there was no sun over break.
Dana.
How'd you get sun? Like, but no, I need a summer tan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Armani. I got that for a while.
We are having fun. Time seriously flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
It's almost 11 o'clock. We've been on it for like 3 hours. That's insane. Where'd my energy come from? Because I swear I had none. I came home from happy hour and I went to bed. I was
scared you, girl. I told you that you had to be ready.
I knew I had to be ready. I'm like, there's no way like I can come home. So like I tried to take a little nap, ate a little piece of leftover pizza, and I knew I had to get ready. I was like, but they get in a sweatshirt tonight, so hopefully it's cute.
I used
Again,
tonight.
MADCURLS merch.
Girl, hand me that. I use this in my hair. Who asked me? Tiffany Camille. This is Design Essentials. Right here.
Fenty does oxidize. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so it's going to be
is.
even darker than what they said.
Almond and aloe lotion. This is the lotion, moisturizing lotion, and this is the defining cream gel.
Oh, the Armani Luminous Silk. I loved that
Yes.
when we had it.
Mhm.
You know what else I love, which is my go-to foundation. I don't think I mentioned my go-to foundation. My go-to foundation is the Dior Backstage.
You always say
Is
that.
my number one. It makes my skin
Wow.
look flawless, and it's like you can build it up. So I always like put on like a layer, and then like I build it up on my cheek here because I have some like acne scarring, but. I love it. That's what's on my face tonight. That's what's always on my face. The Dior
Cute
Backstage.
bakery. I used
Love
to
it.
love the cute little what are those matte lip glosses or some matte lipstick. Beauty Bakery.
This has been so fun. Thank you for all the super
Thanks
chats.
so much, guys.
And
Yes.
the laughs and the conversation. We literally couldn't do live without people in the chat and the conversation.
I know.
Because that's what we feed off of is so when people come and they comment and just join in the chat, join in the fun. It makes it fun. We really had a fun night.
I'm using this as a pick, guys, if you guys are wondering. But it's supposed to be a scalp massager. So when my hair was falling out, like using this to massage my scalp. So I don't know if it stopped it or not. But I love it. But tonight I couldn't find my pick at the last minute. And I know you told me to be on time. So I couldn't waste it. I always do good.
I
and
know
then
you
at
asked
the
me,
last
you're like, did you take
minute-
my pick? I was like, girl, what am I picking out?
I know. Then at the
What am I
last
picking out?
At the last minute, I get distracted, so I'm like, okay, I cannot waste time looking for my metal pick, so I just grabbed my head massager, and it does the trick.
Thank you for liking the video. I
Yes.
looked before and it was like at like 80 now. It's at like 122. Thank you so much for liking the video and the super chats and just the chat. So we will put the live up so you guys can watch the playback if you missed it. Say hey in the comments if you couldn't make the live stream, but you're watching the playback. And yeah, thank you so much for coming. And
Yeah, so one of the topics tonight was about the cultural appropriation, and if like the little white girl should like, is it okay like for her to wear braids? So that was the topic. So if you're like watching the playback, leave comments about that. And me and
girl, they're gonna be seeing this at the end. So
they watch it too. Like it's
Oh,
at the
okay.
end. And me and my divorce woes and like what can be done at this point, not abiding by the contract, and you know what can be done. So
is there anything else you ever want to share or
Of
say?
course.
We read the comments.
We sure
don't
do.
always comment back because like we're busted. That used to be your job. That used to be your job
Girl.
solely.
so good.
I did the editing
I got on
and
the page.
you were in the
I
comments.
know, I had to make myself a useful engine,
Girl.
like Thomas the Train.
Useful engine.
Girl, but then once I became the Beyonce of Destiny's Child, once I became the Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5, girl, bye. I don't need to prove myself anymore.
Girl, you swear you're like the breakout star.
I
of
am the
MADCURLS.
breakout star.
Girl, you're not the breakout star.
Guys, I'm the breakout star of MADCURLS.
All right, it's
All
time to
right.
put her back in her cage. She's been out too long.
I know.
All right. All right, guys. We will see you soon. Thank you so much for coming. Until next time, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.